to your bitch like I was Drake, yeah.
Don't just try to tell me you love me. Can't keep it real if you really don't trust me. Come with a real, here up in the front seat. Get my meals, I'm gunning for the money. Money in the bank, coming with a dank. Skrilling in the tank, rolling with the gang. You sick and I on the sideline tripping. I go to the hole with the rock like Pippin.
Yeah. I'm okay.
What up, though? Welcome to Whatever It's Live on Sports.com. I'm Eazy, joined by Rex, young Chris, though? Nicholas Koloff, a.k.a. Microwave Nick.
Let's go.
We got to get out of the way right now. Nick's trying to have a good day. He's been bullied and picked on all week.
Yeah,
I blame Spencer, even though he blames me somehow still.
Both you guys have been. It's fun.
I said,
Suck it up, Buttercup.
I said one thing. I said, leave the guy alone.
Oh,
and then he got mad at me, and he was one who kept pile driving it. Crazy work.
You guys are piling it on because I didn't invite you to Houston. I get it. It's okay.
It's true,
okay.
man.
And I want to put this in stone right now before we talk about anything.
What's
Me
up?
and Chris get to get on a jail free card now.
Yeah.
Because nobody wore the hot dog suit this week.
Okay.
And so,
well,
I mean,
because
why you and
KG
Chris?
locked the
'cause
Cowboys.
we were the
That's
obvious
not
winners.
obvious.
I was an obvious winner, too.
I mean, I don't know if it was obvious because nobody wore the suit.
Yeah.
So
So how's it obvious?
nobody
Only
was an
obvious
obvious
for you
loser
two.
because we wouldn't have been even close to being in the suit.
I wasn't in the suit either.
If Nick's picks were void, you would have been in the suit.
Mine were for sure voided. KG's, those were the worst picks I've ever seen.
Me and Chris get to get on a suit free card.
No.
Yep.
No.
He
Yeah.
locked the
'Cause nobody wore it
Cowboys,
this
who lost
week.
by 30.
And you let him. You could have picked it. You could have texted your picks.
I
to him.
immediately said collusion.
Well, you could have texted him your picks, but you didn't.
No.
You're such a... You're kind of POS.
I was on
How am I
vacation.
POS?
Because you literally told KG to throw the picks.
That was Chris.
No, that was both
And
of you.
first of all, it doesn't even
the
matter.
truth comes out.
It doesn't even matter that he locked Dallas because all of our locks missed except for Chris.
He picked Denver over the Chiefs.
So did Chris.
Yeah, so did I.
Well, he's a known Denver fan.
So?
And guess what? I
Maybe you
also
shouldn't
am
have went
a
on
known
vacation.
winner, Nick.
Yeah, known winner. I'm just saying.
Can't relate.
That's crazy behavior.
Crazy
Wow.
behavior is Chris not wearing the suit all year. That's actually kind of
Neither have I.
Yeah.
I feel like you wore it.
Never. Have not worn the suit once this year.
I don't know.
I do.
It's just been.
You guys are just losers talking. Can't
don't
even
know.
pick who's the biggest loser.
But
Hot
speaking
dog
of,
suit means nothing now. It's
speaking of
just
piling on the hot, I mean,
if you
guys-
want to wear it, go ahead. But if not, it's no big deal.
Yeah.
it's literally your fault. I called Nick and said, send your picks. And you're like, no, KG, you pick them. KG.
So how's that my fault? He should have done
Pick
it.
all the worst picks. That's
his
like,
fault.
that's like literally your fault.
His fault.
Nah, I
And
can't let that
KG
slide.
said he didn't collude on anything except for locking Dallas.
Okay, well,
And
I
you
was on
guys-
vacation Thursday, Friday, Monday. I missed 3 days. Like, I don't think that's on me for some guy picking wrong for this booth.
You texted
You
KG
texted him hype
and said and hyped him up.
Yeah,
If you
motivation.
wanted to
I
make the
saw the
picks,
picks
you
and
could have
saw
made the
collusion.
picks. You texted him before the show and said,
We haven't talked about this all week.
"Yeah, because I've
anything.
been waiting for somebody to put on the suit."
And I
So,
said I was
Guys
never
can't even
wearing it.
lose with honor. It's crazy.
Don't follow the man. He's
I'm not.
gaslighting you.
Yeah, exactly.
It's bullshit.
Spins
It's not showing me. It's not but me. I'm not in the fucking suit.
Well,
Nick.
if Nick's
I had
picks,
the worst of picks.
if Nick's picks were void,
But you
would've
you
lost
automatically trash. You can't sit there complaining when you automatically trash the picks by telling a guy to throw it.
Okay, fine. Forget about Nick's picks then. Who's in the suit then?
Not us.
Not us.
That's why no one wore the suit today.
No, because it would have been you. You're the one caping for Nick. Then we'll void Nick's picks. Then you're in the suit.
I'm not caving for Nick, but you told somebody like you automatically ruined the fucking competition by telling a guy to throw the picks.
Okay, the Nick's picks don't count. Who's in the suit then?
No one's in the suit this week.
You are.
ruined it. You ruined it when you told him to throw the
Dude,
picks.
This
guy,
man
the same
stated
guy
on
that was crying
integrity.
over
Stop,
buying
this
a
guy.
pizza.
Yeah.
It's not this guy.
SMH, no honor.
Yeah.
No
You
honor.
have no honor. You literally told somebody to throw the
Hey,
competition.
if you're a loser, you lose, and you guys lost. Either he lost or you lost.
it's not a you guys.
It's either he lost or you lost.
I mean, he lost, but it wasn't his picks.
So then you lost.
We didn't determine
But
anything. You
he
said told the guy to
texted
throw the
before the
competition.
show.
He did text
and
him.
then what you
Represent
wanted
me well.
happened.
He
Pick
did
the
text
picks
him.
for
It's
me.
unfair.
That literally is consent.
Yes,
in
that
the
is
court
consent.
Of, in the court of law.
Just say it.
We
In
had the
court of
text.
law, yes.
Him hyping up KG.
Well, you
Make
know
the
what,
picks,
Nick?
buddy.
Don't even remember hyping up KG there. Plus, immediately after I saw
Well,
the
it
picks, I
happened.
said collusion.
You
And I
remember that
didn't
though?
even know.
Weird. He
Yeah,
remembers
yeah.
that.
I didn't
Weird.
even know.
Weird. He remembers that one.
Yeah, because it was funny. And obviously,
'Cause you're a loser.
He locked the
Hot
Dallas
dog boy.
Cowboys. That's fucking bullshit. Back to the desk. Let's start this Friday show right.
Oh no, we're back on the bullshit. Bryce Underwood turns down Michigan's $10 million
Yeah.
to become their quarterback. He is too good for. Actually, I heard through the grapevine, and I can't confirm this is true or not, but his family was insulted, not by the amount of money, but the fact they thought it was over money. Like they literally chose LSU because he thought it was a better career path for him.
Yeah.
To become an NFL quarterback at some point in his career. Nick, we only started with you because you're the only Michigan fan here. What is the reaction to, I guess, both that news and just the fact that he turned $10 million down?
You know what? Raise the offer.
$50 million?
Is he going to turn that down? No. Obviously, you have to give out the bag to get these elite guys, and this one didn't work out. I mean, who wouldn't want to go play in LSU? The atmosphere is amazing. The facilities are great.
You'll win the Heisman.
Probably. I mean, you just saw Jaden Daniels do it. You
And
saw Joe Burrow
yeah.
before. But the thing is, this isn't game over for Michigan. I like that they're finally stepping up to the plate because you look at the top 5 in college football right now, only one of them is a homegrown kid in Drew Aller, who was a former 5-star, number 3 national player. You look at Oregon, number 1, transfer quarterback Dylan Gabriel. Number 2, OSU, Will Howard, transfer. Number 3, Texas, Quinn Ewers, transfer. Number 5, Indiana quarterback, transfer. This is not game over. It's just you got to step up to the plate in the transfer portal now if you're not going to get the top recruit in your own state.
I don't agree with that in 2 ways. One, this is not Michigan stepping up to the plate. This is not Michigan pretending to be ready to swing with the big guys, because swinging with the big guys is not offering the number 1 quarterback recruit $10 million spread out over 4 years. Swinging with the big guys is offering the number 1 quarterback recruit $10 million a season. That's swinging with the big guys. If you want to swim with them, that's the type of waters you got to get into. This is them saying, hey, we did something, we tried, and they really didn't, because they knew that offer was going to get rejected. And 2, like you said, if they raise it to $50 million, his parents, his family, he has said it's not even about that. It's about he wants to go to LSU because they produce top-tier quarterback talent in the NFL and Heisman winners, and I don't blame him. Who are you going to throw the ball to at Michigan? LSU, look at the receivers that pump out of LSU every single fucking year.
Michigan's got one guy this year. That's about it.
Yeah, tight end.
Tight end, that's it. Samaj Morgan's not good.
I think he would be good if he had a quarterback.
LSU has 2 NFL receivers like every season.
Yeah. USC, too.
USC, too.
Remember the first game of the year? Mm-hmm. There's fucking receivers all over the place. They're falling out of people's pockets.
The point is, this isn't game over for them. They need to go out and get a transfer quarterback and transfer receivers. You need playmakers.
It blows my mind the season following a national championship that like this is happening. It's just I don't know. As from like I'm not even like a Michigan fan, but like I don't know. I'd be spazzing out. It's trippy.
I mean,
it's very trippy.
It's kind of embarrassing to the fact that they're like acting like this was them trying to get him. This is not trying to get him. If you try to get Bryce Underwood, you would have offered him early, you would have offered him way more, and you would have sat down with him and his family and explained the weapons you're going to bring in to build around him in this offense. Like, that's how you recruit one of these guys. You sit down and say, because what they care about, Bryce Underwood, I promise you, does not care about how much money he's making in NIL because he's going to make a couple million a year no matter where he goes. What's going to make Bryce Underwood come to your school is how you're going to sit him down and say, this is how we're going to make you the number 1 pick in the NFL draft. This is the pieces we're going to put around you. This is the scheme we're going to run to make you the number 1 pick in the NFL draft.
Make you a star.
It's literally what you got to tell them. And Michigan doesn't have the coach or the playmakers to sit down and tell them that they can do that.
How long till they revive?
I mean, they can revive overnight if they want to spend money like the big dogs, but $10 million over 4 years to the number 1 player in the country is not spending money like the big dogs.
I don't think it was over 4 years. I think it was just for like next year.
$10 million stretched out over 4 years.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Because I was in the Porter talking about it. They're talking about it as if it was just for like next year.
No, it was $10.5 million stretched out over 4 years.
Because he offered the $3 million for the first year. He's like, well, what happened? Are you
that
the
was
full,
for that? That wasn't even Portnoy's wasn't
10?
even a part of that.
Yeah, I know. But I don't know. I guess we can't speak on specifics. I don't know. Moving on. Just want to pick
Brad
up.
Holmes says Spenny's having an anti-Michigan take. Shocker. Neil Rule Jr. No, I'll say it. I hate Michigan. Fuck Michigan. You guys should be more mad about this than I am. This is your university slapping you in the face. Because them offering him that money is saying, hey, we tried. We did it. So now when you end up with a bum quarterback from Utah or like some bum school in Tennessee that is a transfer quarterback, they're like, look, we got one. You could have Bryce Underwood. You should have Bryce Underwood.
Okay, but what about what I just said about the 4 of the top 5 teams right now having transfer quarterbacks? This proves to me that they are finally starting to get the NIL right, that a public offer came out. I think that is a good sign for a school and a program that has never gotten NIL right.
And that's how they want you to feel.
Well,
So you're
what about the
you're
4
eating it
transfer
up.
quarterbacks?
You're eating it up.
What about the 4 transfer quarterbacks that are in the top 5 right now?
Yeah. What about them?
What if they go out and get a great transfer quarterback
Do you
to help
expect them to?
revive this? Yes, you have to.
You expect them to?
Yes.
Based on what?
That you are just willing to offer a quarterback that has never played a college snap $10.5 million.
So based on that, you expect them to go out and get a transfer quarterback who can go anywhere he wants.
One of the top
Anywhere
transfer
he
quarterbacks.
wants.
Yes, I expect that.
He's going to say, hey, I'm going to go to Michigan and play with no receivers for Sharon Moore.
I think every Michigan fan and every Michigan, leader in that building expects that.
If it was you, if you were in the transfer portal, you were a top 5 quarterback, would you go to Michigan?
If they're going to pay me well and get me weapons, yes. If they're going to have the money to do so, which they are obviously, this is the first time publicly they've ever announced a massive amount of NIL money. Have you ever heard that, Eazy? Chris, have you guys ever heard that? Them
I mean, it's the
offering,
first public amount to really come out
exactly.
outside of the kid that was at Ohio
that's a
State for a
step
minute.
in the right direction for this program.
No, it's not, dude. It's a flash in the pan to get you talking like this, to get Michigan fans talking like that. This is not them stepping in the waters with the big boys. $10 million over 4 years for the number 1 player in the country is not big boy stepping.
I mean, 4 out of the top 5, like I said, are transfers. That's the way.
So you don't want
gonna
Bryce
think
Underwood.
right
You
now.
want a transfer quarterback.
No, as of right now, obviously you're going to want the best kid in your camp. What are you doing right now?
I don't know what you're doing. You're talking about these transfer quarterbacks. We're talking about Bryce Underwood.
You are asking me if this program's over, and I say no. You have
I
to
didn't say
obviously
that.
go out. Yes, you did.
I did not say that.
That's what I
You
said.
said Michigan fans are in shambles.
Michigan fans are in shambles. You're in shambles right now.
I'm not at all. I think they're going to go out and get the best transfer quarterback.
And you have nothing to back that.
And what is State going to be?
You have nothing to back that.
All right, Spenny.
You don't.
They were willing to give out $10 million to a quarterback
To the
out of
number
high
1
school.
recruit in the country.
So what are they willing to give the number 1 transfer quarterback? We'll see.
Maybe a
Portnoy
receiver or a
already
head
said-
coach. Maybe
Portnoy
they should
already
get a head
said
coach
$3
first.
million.
Is
So
Sharon
we'll
Moore
see.
your coach next year?
No clue.
Okay, that's fair. Do you want him to be your coach next year?
We'll see what happens the next 2 games.
That decides whether you want Sharon Moore or not as your head coach.
If you lose to Northwestern, yeah, I think you have the right to.
You're not going to lose to Northwestern.
We'll have to wait.
So
and see this
beating
one play
Northwestern
out.
would be like, okay, he's our coach now?
No, but if you lose to Northwestern, it should be a fireable offense.
That's true. But you're not going to lose to Northwestern.
What about Ohio State?
Yeah, I don't.
Hopefully, try to make it close. I mean, Ohio State's way better than you this year, and you're at their place.
Do you think your guys are going to sit out that one?
No, I don't think so.
I would.
What do you think is going to happen?
You already said that you thought they should have against State.
They should sit out the rest of the year.
Xavier Reed says should be a cap.
Should be a cap. They got to do something to regulate it for sure. But
Yeah.
even if you regulate it, it's just going to go back to the Wild West, the bagman under the table. So this is literally what college football has always been. Like this, the NIL, what they're doing right now is what college football has always been. Now it's just above the table. The thing that's making college football go crazy is the transfer portal.
Yeah.
Because people could just peace out after 1 year. But trust me, Bryce Underwood would have been getting $20 million to go to LSU if NIL wasn't a thing anyways.
Is that he's getting paid?
I don't know. The number hasn't come out yet.
Yeah. I'm curious. I wonder if it ever will.
Probably not.
That's the other part, too, is like why. I guess it don't need to be public. These are kids. Well, we got tons of Detroit Lions news. Dose of Dion will be joining the show at a certain point. Eagles versus Commanders happened last night. I think it revealed a player in NFC for the Detroit Lions. But first, Vinny, tell us about Planet Fitness.
Psych. That's the wrong player. Let me tell you about Planet Fitness. Planet Fitness is the home of the judgment-free zone where anyone, and we mean anyone, can come and get a beautiful workout in a clean gym, friendly, knowledgeable staff, tons of equipment. You can get a full body workout in 30 minutes, and all memberships include fitness training. If you want more, upgrade to the Black Card and get use of amenities like hydro massage, total body enhancement, and access to over 2,500 locations worldwide. Planet Fitness, where fitness is essential. It's the New Holland Brewing Company Lions pregame watch party. Every Lions home game live from Second Best Bar, Detroit. Enjoy the pregame hype with a live broadcast every week with Woodward sports personalities like Neil Rule, Sean Belegian, and the Heavyweights. brought to you in part by Sabbath Coffee and Les Stanford Automotive. Great drinks like Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey, Tangerine Space Machine, Taller Long Drink, great environment, and even better food. It's the New Holland Brewing Company Lions pregame watch party live from Second Best Bar, Detroit, brought to you in part by Sabbath Coffee Roasters and Les Stanford Automotive. Come get some.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in the clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app, online or in club, and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side. Woodward Sports.
Kevin and Catherine at KDK Law got your back, and plus a 10-plus years experience, 24/7 availability. Scan the QR code or dial 248-971-0476. Tell them the heavyweight sent you, and they'll pay your first-time filing fee. It's Kevin and Catherine at KDK Law. They got your back. What up, the welcome back to Woodward Heavyweights live on sports.com. Your boy Eazy, joined by Spimo Raxter, Chris, Nicholas Koloff, a.k.a. Microwave Nick.
Go blue.
Hey, Microwave Nick said he didn't want to yell today.
Let's go.
You refrained yourself.
We're pretty
Kinda.
close. Yeah.
Still ducking hot dogs.
Still
And
ducking hot
State's
dogs.
Still catching L's to Michigan.
No honor.
Getting mad about a 5-star quarterback.
I mean, Michigan
mad about
cheats.
what?
This isn't new.
Why would I be mad about LSU's quarterback?
Seems like you're pressed about something there, Spencer. I mean, maybe it's just tired of losing to Michigan.
I think you're projecting because your team's trash now, just like us.
Hey, at least he slid in just like us.
At least you can admit they're garbage.
After
Last
winning
night,
a ring.
Battle of wits.
Easy.
Go ahead. What'd you say?
After winning the ring.
It's fair.
The battle of wits.
That's all you gotta say.
You guys are
Michigan
Auburn,
fans.
like Neil says. That is Neil's take, and it's true.
The Auburn.
Auburn, yeah. They got one though. I'd be Auburn in a heartbeat,
Yeah.
but they're the leaders and best, so they should be better than that.
Yeah, Cam and Nick Fairley
Just Cam. Yeah, Nick
dipped
Fairley
out.
too.
Yeah.
That was, dude. That Cam Newton team.
He carried.
That was one of the best single seasons of a college player I've ever seen.
I mean,
I'll be Auburn in a heartbeat.
who was his coach when he first got to Carolina?
Ron Rivera.
He was the coach the whole time?
I think so.
Yeah, I think he was when he first got there.
Oh. I have to look it up. Either way, speaking of the NFC, I was just going to say, like, I feel like if Ron Rivera was there the whole time, like, could have been doing what they did that year that was a Super Bowl a lot more
Don't
often.
call me daddy, boy.
But it could be true. Maybe he was there the whole time. They just weren't. Hey,
Nick's
Chase, we check
definitely
that out, actually. Shout out to Chase GBT in the building, by the way.
Chase GBT.
Smash that like button, be a friend, tell a friend, and share the stream. The Philadelphia Eagles put belt the ass. Who's the coach?
He took over as head coach the year
Following.
of Cam Newton's rookie season.
Okay.
So they coincided together. Like
Okay.
new coach, new quarterback.
So there's just one streak of luck in that year, I guess, when they went.
I
He
suppose.
was
I mean, he had a
phenomenal.
really good
The defense was
rookie
elite that
year.
too, yeah.
Yeah.
I'd look into that. The career of Cam Newton's an interesting one because it's not like he was bad, but he did just like lose his powers overnight. It was kind of weird. A lot of people say it's a shoulder injury. But speaking of another quarterback that gets a lot of injuries, Jalen Hurts. I've been saying it, at least when we argue with other boys from the other program that goes on a little bit later than us. I know Booner was big on the Commanders. A few other people were big on the Commanders. And I was like, yo, can we relax? Can we pump the brakes? Like, this is a rookie. They're very, very well coached. I did admit that. But I just never, like, the defensive pieces, they're a great coach. But the pieces themselves, like, weren't anything spectacular. I just didn't expect them to make, like, a big run. And Philadelphia, they have the Joes and a little bit of the X's and O's. And I think Jalen Hurts is the only thing that kind of scrambled it up every once in a while. The Philadelphia Eagles defense, did it come to life last night? I mean, how many times they sacked Jaden Daniels?
I don't know, but they were back there a lot. And their defense has been playing really well the past couple games. It's not just last night. Like that defense has been really good the past couple games. That guy Mitchell, dude, Quinyon Mitchell has been absolutely lights out.
He hasn't allowed a reception over 25 yards in the entire season.
Yeah.
Scary Terry was on lockdown
He was
last night.
he was in an absolute jail cell. That was an impressive win by them, but I'm not worried about the Philadelphia Eagles because we can still score on that defense, and they can't score on our defense. Because ask Saquon the last time he looked the Detroit Lions in the eyes, what happened to him? We could shut down Saquon Barkley, and then you put the ball in the hands of Jalen Hurts to try to beat you, and I'll take that any day of the week.
I mean, they do have good receivers, though, and that's always been my point to them is that I don't believe they will because I think the difference is the coaching, is the roster cohesion. Like, that's a big thing that the Lions have that we've preached, the 401 on offense, the fact that a lot of these guys have been in this Lions program for years now. So there's a certain level of chemistry and cohesion that Philly can't match. But on paper, they have the tools to do it. They have the playmakers on defense and offense to make changes and win games and just have that one game. You've seen what Saquon can do in a game. You've seen what Jalen Hurts can do in a game. You've seen what that offense can do in a game. But ultimately, I trust the Lions to win this because they have the cohesion and they have just a better top to bottom roster. So I don't think that they are the biggest threat, but I don't think they're a very serious threat.
That's the conversation I'm trying to have. I just like who is the biggest threat. And it does look like the Philadelphia
It is the Eagles for sure.
I definitely want, like, the only other team, once I started, like, listing them out loud, I started thinking a little bit differently. Like,
the Niners
I wouldn't
at full
necessarily,
strength.
Yeah, like, I'd say the Packers.
They can get there,
anyone
though,
else.
this year.
I think the Packers are better than the Niners.
That's what I'm saying.
Or, I mean, I think the Niners are better than the Packers. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't know. The Niners, I get they got Christian McCaffrey back, and they had a very strong win last week. And Brock Purdy actually really hasn't really slowed down too often, like, on the season. But I don't know, man. Something's just off about them this year.
I just don't trust it.
Yeah,
I don't trust an Achilles tendon injury to a running back. Like, I don't. We've seen, like, especially like those type of injuries linger all season. So I don't expect 100% Christian McCaffrey for the rest of the season for them. And if it's a limited Christian McCaffrey
even
plus
with
the other
McCaffrey,
injuries
though,
they have, yeah, I think the Lions should feel comfortable. Plus, again, you've seen how they stomped Dallas. Like, this is a team that got wronged by the 49ers. And I'm not saying like it was like Dallas where they got screwed out of it ref job-wise. But this is a team that lost embarrassingly to the 49ers. And they are going to play with an uncontrollable rage like we saw against Dallas, who, albeit is a bad team. But that extra motivation plus the roster talent, I don't see the 49ers as the Lions' biggest threat. I see it as the Eagles, who have been inconsistent. But they have the recipe for success for any game, and that's why they're the biggest threat. None of the other teams, top to bottom, I can really see putting together a game that will beat the Lions.
Yeah, they came out of the gates kind of stumbling a little bit. Like, at least it didn't look like what they should have been, given the talent, given the coordinators you finally like stocked like Nick Sirianni with. I mean, even to begin that game last night, I was like, yo, what is going on? Like, Jalen Hurts, as much as he was an MVP candidate like 2 years ago, I think he might be the weak link of that team.
Yeah.
Like, he just makes some silly, stupid decisions, in my opinion. And he had a really bad throw to A.J. Brown. I don't know if he's, like, hurt, and that's what's causing these things. Or
He's
if he's
just
kind
not
of
good, dude.
It's weird.
I really think he's just not good when it comes to the intermediate throws and the touch on his throws. It's just not there. He can't feather a ball in between a safety and a linebacker in the middle of the field. He's either throwing them deep, where he's got a pretty good deep ball, or he's throwing absolute piss missiles on 7-yard routes. Like, he doesn't have the touch.
The accuracy's gone, too.
He doesn't have the touch.
A.J. Brown was, like, awful.
And that's
AJ
what I'm
was open.
saying. I'm not worried about this Eagles team. They're definitely the second best team in the NFC behind the Detroit Lions, but
Yeah.
when I look at them, I'm not worried about them at all. Their defense is good, but our offense is better, and we'll be able to move the ball and score points. We'll shut down Saquon Barkley.
Hey, yo, whoa,
We'll
whoa.
suck down Saquon Barkley, and then they'll be forced to use Jalen Hurts to try to beat us, and I'm not worried about that.
Nick, 7 times they sacked Jaden Daniels last night.
That's exactly where I want to go with it, Eazy.
Yeah. Well, let me say one more thing, actually, to Jalen Hurts. Because there was a play last night in the red zone, I believe it was a 3rd down, where he kind of like extended a little bit, was scrambling off, and he had 2 open wide receivers in the fucking red zone. And instead he ended up taking a sack. It was just ugly. But like you said, Nick, where you're going to get to is defensive line. I'll just come off of you because I don't want to steal your thunder. Go ahead.
No, I mean, that's where it is. Frank has to be on his game against Jalen Carter. You cannot let him get at Goff's feet, because guys like Blankenship in the back end are going to be able to pick the ball off. if they go up against the Eagles in the NFC Championship game, I'm confident that this team, the Lions, goes to the Super Bowl. But if they are going to stumble in that game at all, and it's going to be, a close game down to the end, it's because the Eagles' defensive line is able to throw Goff off his game and turn him over, as we saw in that Houston Texans game.
Jalen
There's
Carter.
7 pressures, by the way. That's sacks. I apologize. But, yeah, that's the guy I'm fucking scared of.
I'm not scared of Jalen Carter at all.
Nah, I am.
Jalen Carter, meet Frank Ragnow. Suck a dick. I've seen Frank Ragnow handle better players than Jalen Carter. I know Eazy gets scared when other teams have good players, but we got good players too. Frank Ragnow can handle Jalen Carter.
I live in reality where it's like, yeah, that's a guy that needs to be taken care of.
Yeah, and we have the guys to take care of him.
Destroying Jared Goff or rocking him is an interior. We saw it against the Packers last year on Thanksgiving, and a few other games we had against Chicago, I guess it was too. Like, as long as we're healthy, we need to be on point. That guy's a fucking problem.
And I'm confident that arguably the best player on our team, who you thought was better than Penei Sewell at one point,
he was,
is going to be able to handle him. And I wholeheartedly believe Frank Ragnow will neutralize Jalen Carter if we play the Eagles.
And it feels like something we're definitely on a crash course to see. I'm not discounting Jalen Carter at all. I think that secondary they stockpiled up. I mean, that's the part of it really. Just if we could handle that interior pass rush, we'll be good.
We got QQWW. Eazy was scared of Ritter. Jalen Carter is legit. MPWMU. Jalen Carter would have looked good in Lions uni. Weird.
Yeah.
We got killed. We were murdered saying they should draft Jalen Carter. They called us madmen.
If there's one other guy that you could say is, I don't want to say better, but on par with drafting with Brad Holmes,
Howie Roseman
by far. I mean, my God.
He's elite.
Like just watching that defensive line they stockpiled everything they had and added more. Mm-hmm. It's insane. The defensive line between Jordan Davis, Jalen Carter, Nolan Smith got a sack last night. But then you look back in that secondary, and their books, everyone's talking about cap spaces. They're one of the guys that kind of just prove the point where it's come time to pay the bill. The void contracts, the void years, you could make that Super Bowl run if your owner is willing to pay the bread when it's time. But the secondary. 2 guys that are considered top 5 quarterbacks in this draft class. They got both of them, and Cooper DeJean and Quinyon Mitchell. And by the way, both of them look pretty fucking good too.
Quinyon Mitchell looks like a first-team All-Pro.
He is. Like I said, he hasn't allowed a reception over 25 yards in the season.
Yeah, it's nuts what he's doing.
Daniels didn't even look at him on that last drive.
No.
Terry was in a fucking bread box, dude.
No, but to be honest, Hank Fraley, Ben Johnson, I'm sure they'll figure something out to aid and assist with Jalen Carter in that situation, but at Detroit Lions, I still believe we got the upper hand just by coaching alone. To be honest with you,
yep.
Does it worry you guys at all that last year this was a team that started off hot? I believe they were 7-0, and then they completely flailed out by season end. 10-0. Yeah, that's right. They were going past 7. So this is a team that started hot and then flailed out, and now it seems like this season they're flipping the script. And it seems like they're getting hot later in the season after starting off kind of lingering. Does that kind of worry you? Because football is very much a sport where if you can peak at the right time, things can go your way. We've seen it with the Giants a couple times. We've seen it throughout football history. So is that something that scares you at all or not really?
What do you mean,
just the fact that they look like they're getting together,
hot.
They're getting better. They look like they're peaking.
They're a formidable foe. I think what you're saying is true. I think they can form. I mean, we're kind of watching it in real time. They came out the gate stumbling, and as the season's gone on, now that defense is ran. I think they're top 5
their defense
in rush
really
defense, and then they're top 3 in pass defense, and then they're number 1 just yards allowed.
But also, they're past what? Before the Commanders game, they played the Cowboys, Jaguars, Bengals, Giants, and Browns.
But Bengals got good defense.
Bengals got a good offense, but other than that, those teams are 1, 2, 3, 4 of the worst 5 teams in the NFL.
But to give us Sunday in this league and to have that amount of consistency on the defensive side of the ball, I mean,
their defense is good. Don't get me wrong.
My hats are off to it.
Well, we can beat the Eagles.
Their weak link to me, like I said, is Jalen Hurts. Opposite of him on our side, and that's Brian Branch.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. They got AJ Brown, exactly. Kirby Joseph,
Carlton Davis.
I'm not I'm going to keep it a buck, and it'll be a game. It's not going to be, 30-0 Lions or anything like that.
No, it'll be a good game, but the Lions will win.
But I'm definitely confident that the Detroit Lions can win that game.
I like any team that has to play the deep ball against the Lions.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's where I think we thrive, and that's where I think that things would go our way.
Well, let's go to break, and we're going to come back. We're going to talk some more Lions. We got a video, Dan Campbell, we're going to play for you guys. But first, Nick, tell us about Feldman.
Since 1996, Feldman Automotive has been driven to provide a fast, convenient, first-class car buying experience called the Feldman Advantage. With 18 locations, there's a Feldman dealership in your backyard. Visit FeldmanAuto.com to find the location nearest you. And catch Woodward Sports Network live from Feldman Chevrolet of Novi every other Monday. Feldman Chevrolet, Detroit's #1 Chevy dealer.
Can't get enough Lions coverage? Make sure you catch all Woodward sports shows every game day. Wake up with Woodward and Maine, giving you the latest insight into the Lions locker room and press conferences. Then join the Lions pregame show, highlighting key matchups, injuries, and what to watch for during the game. Follow all the ups and downs of the live game action with our Woodward Watch Party live on YouTube and WoodwardSports.com. After the game, check out the instant fan and host reactions with the Lions postgame show. Every game, it's wall-to-wall, kneecap-biting, high-fiving, chest-pumping Lions coverage.
Hell yeah!
Only at Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
Woodward Sports, let's go!
Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer, is kicking off the game with the best prices on all cars, trucks, and SUVs, like this 2024 Silverado for just $296 a month, or this 2025 Equinox for as low as $371 a month. Our locations in Novi, Highland, New Hudson, Livonia, and Lansing means we have the perfect Chevy right in your backyard. Get the home team advantage every day at Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer.
Is that an octopus in your pants, or are you just happy to see me? See what I did there? Go Red Wings! From Octopi Experts, Woodward Sports.
On game day, make sure you wake up with Woodward and Maine with insights from Detroit sports media legend Terry Foster and rising star Matt Broder every Sunday, 8 to 9 a.m. And after that, make sure you check out the New Holland Brewing Company Lions pregame show. It's with Neil Rule and Sean Belegian, and they bring you the best Lions pregame show every Sunday, 10 a.m. to noon on Woodward Sports, live at Second Best Bar in Detroit. Make sure you guys check it out. It is by far the best bar. Get there early. It's going to be a party. Check it out.
What up, welcome back to World Heavyweights Live on sports.com. I'm Eazy, joined by Spinmore Rax, Young Chris,
though?
Nicholas Koloff, and the aforementioned. I can't say that actually. The aforementioned anything.
No, we mentioned it during break.
No, we didn't. Dose of Dion.
During break.
The legend. Okay, yes, okay. Yeah, there you go. One of the pioneers of Detroit Lions YouTube. I was thinking about this earlier today, Dion, on my way in. You should, like, the Lions organization show you a lot more love, to be honest with you. Like, you were one of the first, the most consistent. You also represent them, like, everywhere. You see you on Bleacher Report. You're on the Believe podcast. You represent us in the, what was that thing you do during the week with the rest of the NFC North guys? What was it even called?
Yeah, the NFC North Roundtable.
Yeah, you're everywhere. Repping Detroit Lions. You need some, like, free tickets or something, some free gears, something.
You know, they hooked me up a few years ago. You know, I got this little thing back here, this Dose of Dion thing. They hooked me up a few years ago. They gave me a little care package. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate them forever for that, man. I'm all good. I enjoy watching.
Just okay. All right. I'm just saying. All right, man. We were talking about it before you got on. I'm kind of excited to hear your opinion on this matter, too. Obviously, the Eagles and Commanders played last night. Who was the biggest threat to the Detroit Lions in the NFC right now?
Ooh, that's a good question. Because I heard you guys talking about the Eagles. So, you know, for me, I think personnel-wise, it feels like the Eagles. But I feel like the Eagles are so – I just don't think they have any creativity offensively. Like, I feel like they give teams problems based on what they have offensively. They kind of just lean heavy Saquon when things get a little bit rough. We're just going to run Saquon downhill over and over. We'll do some run-pass options out of it. But there just feels like such a lack of creativity in what they do offensively. And I think if they met up with a team like us that can really match them across all three levels, it just wouldn't look the same. I don't think we'd blow them out, kind of like Eazy said. But I don't think they'd look like they typically do. So Philly doesn't concern me a ton, but I feel like they are the most likely team to get to the NFC Championship game outside of the Lions. The other team, I'd probably still keep Washington up there just because I think Jaden Daniels adds, and I feel like when you watch Washington, man, they come in with surprises each game. They got a little bit of like, they don't care, man. They're fearless. Like them going for that fourth down to me made no sense at all. But it was also just like, hey, this is a young team that doesn't really care. They're going to go take a swing on Lattimore. That's the type of team that's dangerous in a one-game winner-go-home type of scenario. So for me, I'd say I feel more worried about Washington than I do Philadelphia. But I think Philadelphia has a better shot to get into that game with the Lions.
Okay, I didn't expect to hear that. So you still think the Commanders are a bigger threat just because of what, the surprise factor?
Yeah, I feel like there's a lot more creativity with what they do. I think Jaden Daniels adds a more dynamic element, and I love Dan Quinn a lot more defensively. Like, I think that the personnel is much better right now for Philadelphia, and Vic Fangio adds to that, but I think we've seen that we can handle it. I think what Washington has been able to do and their willingness to, they'd be a team that'd come at you with a fake punt, in that type of game that would try to swing something in their favor. That, I think, becomes the difference in a one-game series.
And looking at something we've been talking about all week here, it's been all over every show on Woodward. Different people have been talking about it around the city. Who do you think is the better coordinator this season?
Ooh.
When you look at, like, obviously don't take the whole careers in it. Just this season in a vacuum, Ben Johnson or Aaron Glenn?
Man, I feel like this is disrespectful to whoever
It
I
does.
don't. Man,
It does.
This is a crazy.
Can I put a disclaimer
Watch
real quick? Like, because people, it feels like you're shitting on the other guy when you pick one. They're both fantastic.
Yeah.
They're both top flight, one of the best coordinators in their respective position in the NFL.
I got you. Okay, we should show some love to Dave Phipp, though, because that special teams unit, bro, that thing's outstanding on all levels. Jake Bates is cooking, so I'll give Dave Phipp a little love there. That dude he's a little bit scary, too. Like, I can see how Dave Phipp will get you to lock in. That being said, though, for me, I have to go Aaron Glenn, bro. I got to go Aaron Glenn this season. And it's just because now the question always was, what happens when we start adding the pieces that, like, he wants to this defense?
Yeah.
And we've seen him adjust to what he has year after year. Now he has the pieces that he likes defensively. And every game, he just has something unique for each opponent. Like, he has what he wants to get to, and he has something unique. He's showing these match looks that he wasn't doing before against Green Bay to just have something different for that team. So I think Aaron Glenn's kind of added to the creativity element this season. We're seeing that expand so much. And I think it's because he has such a foundation that he can lean into. But, man, you went 4 weeks without Hutchinson. That was supposed to be a big problem. The Lions are actually on the season creating more pressure, depending on who you're looking at statistically, with Aiden Hutchinson off the field than with him on the field. Now, they're blitzing more in that side, in that perspective, but they're creating like a 5% more pressure rate when Hutchinson's not even on the field. So I give a lot of to Aaron Glenn, man. He's been super creative this year, and they look awesome.
Yeah, I saw it last week. We went from like 30% to like 35%.
Yeah, that's what it was for me. It's like, that's the ultimate boom. It's Aaron Glenn. This team is without its MVP, and they're still a top 10, top 8 defense. If the offense lost Penei Sewell or Jared Goff for the entire season, they would not be anywhere near what they are right now.
Man, well, and then the last thing to that defensively, situationally, right? Like, situationally, they're the best in football in a lot of categories.
Yes.
Like, red zone, third down, they're top 10, top 5. They're fantastic in everything situationally. So, again, I think a lot of that comes back to coaching. It's having the pieces to be able to do what he does, but at the same time, man, like, he's got these guys playing really fast. So I have to lean Aaron Glenn. I think that's a good point. It's a little bit unfair because, quarterback versus defensive end, there's a different balance there, but I understand what you're saying completely.
Yeah, like, if you lost, God forbid, Penei Sewell for the whole season.
Stop. What are we doing?
That's
you got your point across. Stop saying that.
You said this twice, man.
Yeah, dude. I'll punch you next time you say it.
Is it 3 times cancels out or twice?
No,
cancels
just
out?
stop saying it. Jesus, man. Golly. All right.
But what about
you? No, you got me the ick. That's freaking me out now. All right, let's rewind. You talked about the performance of Jared Goff. 5 interceptions last time out. He was the MVP candidate beforehand. What are the conversations now? I know you and I had a discussion yesterday. I don't know if we had it while we were recording or on air. Is Jared Goff still a finalist for this year's MVP?
Yeah, I don't think he is. I don't think he's going to win the MVP. I don't really see a great path for him to do it either. I think the big thing for Goff is the best chance he'll have is he hasn't really had like that 4-touchdown game this season where like his numbers get kind of crazy and you're like, whoa, what the heck? And maybe some of that is like, we've seen it, like his 29 touchdowns. You get some like goofy touchdowns where like the Swift had one where he like picked himself off the ground and scores a touchdown. It still counts for Goff. He hasn't had that, so maybe a couple of those are on the way and that could get him back in that conversation. But for me right now, the best path for him is Lamar Jackson loses this weekend. They dropped to 7-4. They have a really tough remaining schedule if you look at it. And if that's a team that wins 10 games this season and the Lions over here winning 15 games, and then you kind of put that balance between, okay, if we're not giving it to either of the Ravens, who are clearly the two, then it's like, well, maybe Mahomes is back in that conversation. Mahomes stats aren't going to blow away Jared Goff. So that's how he gets himself back into this. But if I was a betting man, I'd say I don't think that it happens. I would not put money on Goff at this point. But I think that's the path, is the Ravens lose this weekend and they don't end up with a good enough record to potentially give one of those two guys the award.
looking at another guy on this team that has aspirations to get an end of the season award, Brian Branch has been one of the best defensive players in the NFL all season long. What's the stat called? Chaos rate?
Yeah.
His chaos rate is like twice as high as the next guy. And chaos, if you don't know, it's any play that results in a loss for the offense. So a tackle for loss, a sack, a pass breakup, an interception, forced fumble, any of those kind of game-changing plays. Does Brian Branch have a legitimate chance at Defensive Player of the Year, or are they just going to give it to an edge rusher?
Yeah, no, I think he does, because who would be that edge rusher? Like, for me, Brian Branch, and I think I told Eazy this, but to me, this is a Hall of Fame player. Like, Brian Branch is legitimately like a Hall of Famer when you watch it. I don't know all the safeties that are in the Hall of Fame, but this dude is absolutely incredible. And maybe it's just a Lions fans thing that we understand it more, but now he's got the interceptions go along with it, where it's like the numbers are also on his side. And yeah, I didn't even know about the dang chaos rate, so maybe that's something. We got to point that out. Chaos.
Havoc rate
That's
is what it was.
insane.
Yeah,
not chaos.
Percentage of plays.
Okay. Sorry.
It's percentage of plays that result in sacks, fumble or forced fumbles, interceptions, tackles for loss, and passes defended. And Brian Branch ranks number 1 in the NFL currently.
And it's like a wide margin.
By a wide margin.
Dude. He looks like the best player on the field in whatever situation you put him in. Like, he doesn't feel like he has any weaknesses. And I also think he brings the strengths out of Kirby so much, man, because having that flexibility, just put him on a receiver, and it's like, actually, that might be our best matchup on defense, is insane. Like, you would think, like, okay, hopefully he's not a liability here. Maybe they won't go after this guy. When he's out there in coverage, you're like, probably go to somebody else. You probably shouldn't throw it to that guy. That's how I feel every time. He's gotten to the point where he's boring defensively. He's like St. Brown on defense. You just expect him to catch passes that he probably shouldn't. He just does that left and right. So whenever something goes wrong, I don't even feel like it's like, Branch, what were you doing? It's like, what the heck was a ref calling there? I don't even know, because he's just that good. Yeah, Brian Branch, absolutely Defensive Player of the Year, absolutely on his way to being a Hall of Fame type of player.
Here comes the boom!
Dion, we got to go to break real quick. Are you good to stay with us?
He's got another...
I'm actually good. I'm good. I got a little extra time than I thought, so we good.
Are you sure?
You sure?
Yeah.
We good.
If you
I got a little extra time. I'm good, man. I'm good.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, we appreciate you, Dion. We'll be right back. Quick break, Chris. God damn it. All right, let me tell you about Sabbath Coffee Roasters. Sabbath Coffee Roasters. Delicious, locally roasted specialty coffee delivered right to your door. SabbathCoffeeRoasters.com. You can subscribe, and they'll drop it off for you. Use code word Woodward and to get 25% off your first subscription order. Sabbath Coffee Roasters, the best coffee in the game.
Congratulations to the real Coach of the Year, Motor City Dan Campbell.
Just put your head down and go to work. It's about to be fun, man. It's about to be fun.
Woodward Sports.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, it's wicked awesome.
The countdown to kickoff is here. Your Detroit Lions are ready for another season of grit. Woodward Sports is your #1 destination for all breaking news and Lions coverage. We are Detroit's #1 sports network. We are Woodward Sports.
Do you want to know where the best pregame Lions party is November 17th? Join us at Detroit's very own second best bar located at 42 Watson Street for the ultimate fan experience. Enjoy some smooth Tullamore Dew Irish whiskey while catching the Woodward Sports pregame show. Only at second best bar in Detroit. Come get some.
What up, though? Welcome back to Whatever Waits. I'm Eazy, Spin More Racks, Young Chris, Nicholas Koloff. Make sure you guys smash that like button. We're also joined by one of the pioneers of Detroit Lions YouTube, Dose of Dion.
The GOAT.
He's a GOAT. Spinny, you want to ask him a question?
Yeah, Dion. Are we going to talk about this week or the question I had?
I don't know.
All right, well, we'll get into Jacksonville in a little bit because this is going to be a wash. And it's kind of a boring game to talk about because you can only say the Lions are going to beat the shit out of the Jags so many times.
Fair.
But we're looking at this schedule the remainder of the year, and what I talked about after the Houston game, it's hard for me to pick out a game they're going to lose. If you go on the road, beat a first-place team, and turn the ball over 5 times, and you still win, what game are you going to lose? Like, is there a realistic possibility that they win out the rest of the year? I know it's crazy.
No, I don't think it is because you know how they say, like, okay, this team versus the field. If it was Lions going undefeated versus or winning out versus not winning out, I'd bet 100% on Lions winning out. Now, that being said, I was asked what two teams would stay. For me, the team that stands out is still at Chicago. I understand they're not doing well right now. I don't even think they're going to beat Green Bay this weekend, but I still think that game, December 22nd, the weather's probably going to be ugly as heck, and they just have a good enough defense where I don't think we'll be able to pull away, so they'll just kind of hang around, and maybe something dumb happens and they end up winning that game. So I'd say at Chicago still concerns me, and then, of course, you still got Buffalo hanging out there. And Buffalo, like, as many issues as they may have, they do have a great defensive line. If their cornerback position is healthy and Josh Allen's healthy, which he really wasn't last time we faced them, that's a team with Amari Cooper. Like, it just depends on where their health is at. They're not there right now, but if they get there by that time, that's still a team that Allen he can kind of just change a game on his own. So those are the two. I think the Bills stand out the most, but I think Chicago could still get us.
What's been your take on that, the Caleb Williams stuff? It's kind of caught me by surprise. Like, he's been like, I don't think it's just coaching. I think coaching obviously is a big part of it. I think they can determine a lot of things, but like, he's been also fairly inaccurate on like open throws. He has two number one wide receivers plus Rome Odunze, who hasn't looked the part. What's going on in Chicago in your eyes?
Yeah, it's weird. They look weird. Well, I say the biggest issue, and it goes back to last week, I think they were 1 of 14 on third down. When you watch this team, man, like there's things to like. You get some beautiful throws from Caleb. You see all the arm talent, and they've kind of found a little bit of a run game recently. Their offensive line's been in shambles, but they started to kind of figure that out a little bit. They moved off Davis, who they were paying good money to. So it seems like they kind of have some type of answer there, like they're trying to figure it out at least serviceably. The issue feels like, and we know all the numbers of him holding onto the football, they just don't seem to have any good answers for him when it gets to third down. I don't think they're doing a good job of presenting answers for him on third down. And then obviously he looks completely unsure of himself even when the routes are there. It's a weird mesh. They got to find a way to like get back to concepts that just seemingly make him comfortable. And I think in those must-have it downs, it shows up the most because there's now no threat of them running the ball. There becomes less play action. It's just him standing there and having to throw it to somebody. And he just feels so hesitant. He's not throwing any there's no turnover-worthy plays that are happening recently. This guy is not like pushing the action whatsoever to throw the football in the last few weeks. And I think for whatever reason, maybe a new voice helps him there. You just got to kind of unleash a little bit. Give him something that makes him feel comfortable. I thought that's what started the winning streak. But on third down, I think says it all. You're awful situationally. He's not willing to throw into these tight windows. And I don't know if that's something that's just going to stay forever. I kind of hope it does as a Lions fan. No hate to Caleb.
Well,
great.
Wouldn't be mad.
But
wouldn't be mad.
Yeah, you wouldn't be mad at it. But I think that maybe the new voice will actually help them.
And looking at that, what do you make of the rumors that Ben Johnson wanted that job in Chicago, but they stuck with Eberflus?
Not true.
Hey.
Completely false.
Well, I don't. Look, I'll say this. The Bears played themselves. They absolutely played. Because now I look at it like, bro, the Bears, I don't think he'd want to go there now. I could be wrong.
No.
I don't think he'd want to. The situation makes so much sense for Ben Johnson. One, this team has given them fits when he's played them. So it's like, all right, let's go to that team. Now I don't have to face them anymore. And number two, it's like, bro, my defense is already here. I got the top quarterback. I'll take whoever I want. That would have been a beautiful situation that was kind of laid out for him to go do that. But now that they have it and now that they've selected Caleb, I don't know. Would he have taken Caleb on? He may not have. He may have liked someone else at quarterback, right? There's a real chance that he may have liked Jaden Daniels more. Am I saying that? He may have. So I think that based on the fact that they've kind of already invested, but they kind of overlapped it with like a new, like, hey, we're bringing the coaches back and there's some love there. I think they messed up. I could understand him wanting to go to that situation, but I think they messed up, and I think Ben is very willing to be patient on the right situation. I think that could have presented itself versus a guy like Aaron Glenn, who I think is just looking for that opportunity, and that's why I think there's a real chance that Ben just continues to come back until something wide open opens up, and he may never leave. I don't know, but I think Aaron Glenn, like,
don't
if he had if he got an opportunity, hey, I think it's on the table. I think if Aaron Glenn gets a head coaching offer, he'd go. I don't think Ben Johnson is going anywhere.
Going right off of that, I want to ask you, do you think that there's any regret he has looking back at not taking that Commander's job?
No, I don't think so, man, because he's about to go win a Super Bowl. You know what I mean? Like, that's I feel like I think he was right when he said what he said during the offseason of kind of like looking at the situation of like, man, there's so much craziness that could go on. And there was a lot. There was a new ownership. There was a whole bunch of newness. Like, I'm in a good spot right here, right? Not all the attention's on me. And who knows, maybe he doesn't even have the personality to be a head coach. Maybe he's not in love with the idea of what that would mean and pull him away from his passion. Maybe his passion is just play designs, being creative. And you start to lose some of that because now there gets thrown more on your plate and he doesn't want to deal with all that. It's possible. I'm not speaking for him, but it's possible. So I think for him, a year like this, or over anything in a year where you can go win the Super Bowl, maybe opens your eyes a little bit of like, man, maybe the grass isn't always greener, man. I see what's going on in Chicago right now. Maybe that wouldn't have been the best spot for me to go. Maybe it wouldn't have made sense for me to leave. So I think it's very good that he's patient because offensive coaches are always going to have a market. And especially when you're winning like this, that market's going nowhere.
All right, Dion, let's look forward to this Sunday. Let's preview this game. Has it gotten a lot of love this week? Numbers are down across the board. I'm sure you see as well. The Jacksonville Jaguars, is there anywhere they can threaten us? What's your biggest concern about the Jacksonville Jaguars out of this matchup?
Here's where I think Jacksonville's got a problem, and this is kind of how I noted it today. From what I've went through so far, I think Jacksonville has a problem is they don't have a foundation of what they do offensively. They don't feel like they have something that they can lean on offensively. Now, Etienne's going to be the guy, no Tank Bigsby. They just don't feel like they have something they're like, oh, this is what we're going to do now. And some of that's Mac Jones stepping in, but you even see it in some of their pass plays, man. It just feels like everything's kind of Hey, and look, Mac Jones had a couple good drives. Like, there was something there, and then I didn't even think Mac Jones was making, like, completely awful decisions for the entire game. I thought he actually did some good things in terms of, like, oh, he could stay in the pocket and deliver the ball. But they don't seem to know who their they don't know who their number one receiver is. Evan Ingram feels like the number one receiver when you watch that team. They don't know who that is. There's no, like, we know what we're going to get to when in doubt. And I think that's the issue on offense. And defensively, I think they actually have a really tough defense. They're just on the field all the time. Like, defensively, they are not bad, especially when they have a really good defensive front that's pretty loaded that, seems like teams could take advantage because the interior is a mess. So, at very least, every team has been able to get back to, let's just run on this team. They can't stop the run. And that feels like their problem is they just have no answers downhill, and they're young at linebacker, and they feel like everything's going fast. But in the back end, they're healthy right now. Their safety position will take the ball away, and they do a really good – they make you throw tight window throws, man. They don't give you a lot of just openings. They don't give you a lot of spots in zone coverage to just sit guys down. And so I think they're going to challenge us on the outside. It's just one of the things when you have, like, no stability in terms of what you're going to be offensively, and then you flip it around with everything feels fast for you to try to stop the run. I just think it gets out of hand versus most. There's not many teams in the league that you're going to be able to hang with when you can't do the basics well.
Could you see this being a bounce-back game for Jared Goff after last week? Like, because you're speaking highly of the defense. I do like what they have as pass rushing, but they also left the most time to throw. Like, can JG insert himself back to that MVP conversation after today, or this game?
And Lomas Brown on Lions Nation Unite said this before Ben Johnson even said it in his press conference. He said he feels like the offense is going to be pissed off that the special teams and the defense have been performing so well, and they're gonna try to get their lick back. And Ben Johnson said the offense needs to pull their weight.
Man, I think the big thing for Jared Goff to do that and why it could happen is because last week when everything was going horribly wrong, he never felt gun shy. And I think when you watch Jacksonville, you're going to have a run game behind you all game long. I think he's going to throw in very opportunistic situations a lot of the game, which is going to help him. And as long as he's willing to play the same way he did last week, where he's just letting things rip and it's like tight coverage, I don't care, my guy's going to win. That'll lead to the big game because, again, I don't think they're going to give you just a ton of openings in coverage. They're going to make you work for these throws. But I think as long as Goff comes to mindset like he showed last week where, like, my guy's going to win, I trust him to win, that's how he has a big game in a game like this. And it's playing on top of the chains, which I think they can for a majority of this game. And whenever that's the case with Goff, at very worst, he's going to check the ball down and pick up some yards. So I think that he'll be incredibly efficient in this game. And if that means getting him back to having a big game, I think that's how that happens. It'll be a lot of play-action shot plays that get him rolling.
Yeah, I can see that. I mean, that's his bread and butter. That's what they eat. And to be honest with you, same coaching staff 2 years ago beat the shit out of them. As actually, I think the first blowout in Dan Campbell's resume was against the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Mm-hmm.
Man,
James Houston almost killed Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah, that was bad.
Alligator ankle, dude. Or a little ankle alligator, James Houston, man. He likes to roll up on those ankles a little bit. He's a little dirty when he comes to it. But speaking of which, before we get you out of here, I do want to get your take on him. It just popped into my head. The little ankle alligator himself, James Houston, Poopy Pants the problem. Do you expect him to continue that type of play? Do you expect this game to be something that projects him forward to kind of finish this season like he did his rookie year? Because he played great, even through the shit, through all the grime. He played a great game.
Yeah, man. The problem nickname is just I didn't even know that was a thing. To be honest, like that was a situation during the game. And then I'm seeing the clips like, oh man, this is. But honestly, bro, you give it to him because you know that's uncomfortable, dog.
For sure,
you know that's so uncomfortable. And he's out there working though.
If you get 2 sacks, do it again. Do it again.
Like, what do you mean?
Okay,
if that's the
well,
secret sauce,
I don't
do
know.
it every week. I don't care.
Some sort of sauce.
Who hasn't pooped
I don't
their
have any
pants?
teammates enjoying with that.
You know how like some like sack specialists, they got like design cellies.
Yeah.
James uses his shit in his pants. Sack of quarterbacks. Everyone's like, yeah, in the crowd.
Oh man, the problem had an accident, but it's fine.
The problem had a problem.
Dog, I don't even remember what the question was. I'll be honest with you.
That was terrible.
Wait.
Do you think
continue
it was
to
just
boil
on the
like
streak,
that? Yeah.
not the poop streak, but on the streak?
Look, man, I'll say this. Just aside, I think Za'Darius is going to cook in this game. I really do. Like it just depends on how many snaps he gets, but like Walker Little can't deal with power. I feel like Harrison's been okay, but he'll probably see a lot of Anton, so that could open up like Walker Little having to deal with like this little dude that can like duck underneath him. And I thought that was the issue with the Texans is they got some big offensive tackles, man, and Houston's just super unique. So like it's like, oh man, he can kind of get underneath me a little bit. And I think Houston just has certain games where it's like that's not a good matchup because that tackle's just too tall and too like he's just too robotic with it. Walker Little could have that same problem in this game. I could see that being the case. And as long as Za'Darius is kind of doing some work on Anton Harrison, because I think he's going to have a massive game, yeah, maybe James Houston gets another attack. Look, Mac Jones can't really go anywhere, but he did have some scrambles last week. Like, I was surprised. Yeah. Like, oh, Mac is moving a little bit. So, look, man, hey, James Houston, it's kind of getting back to what he was doing in the preseason, right? Like, the preseason, he looked like the best pass rusher for us. So, I don't know. I love the fact that they haven't given up on him. They've continued to give him opportunities. So, he'll be kind of just, I think, the specialist at some point here. But that's okay. That's fine role.
Fine.
We need that.
He shines brightest when the lights are
on.
All right.
That's for sure. Hey, Dion, we appreciate you so much as always joining the show, man. Your knowledge is always welcome. We got to get you on more, brother. Before we let you go, you got so much going on. Tell the people where they can hear more from you, especially when it comes to the Lions.
First off, Spence, I was going to say that jacket is fire, dog. I just noticed that thing is clean, dude.
Thank
I
you.
see you. Man, I think Eazy hit on it all, man. We got Bleacher Report popping off next week. A Wednesday, we got our weekly picks Wednesdays, man. I got shows on Wednesdays. We got post game shows, but then also
tell them about Thursdays.
Shoot,
what do you do on Thursdays?
Oh yeah. Over there on Lions Nation Unite, man. I kind of have to carry the show a little bit because Easy's there, but honestly, man, like if you guys just skip, yeah, man, check us out, man. Our preview shows, man, they're a blast. They're kind of a mess too, but it's great. It's fantastic.
It's awesome, Dion. Appreciate you, brother.
Appreciate you, man.
Thank you, man. Appreciate y'all.
Have a good weekend, sir.
Wait, Dion.
Yes, sir.
Jake Paul, Mike Tyson.
Oh, he's gone.
Oh.
Rip. We hardly knew ye.
Hardly knew him.
Dion would probably say Jake Paul because he knows ball. Unfortunately. Like, I hate people were calling me like a Jake Paulster on BDE. I was like, no, dude, I love Mike Tyson. I would like nothing more than for Mike Tyson to knock him out, but
you're a big Jake Paul
I just
guy.
Can't see it happening. I wore a Mike Tyson shirt to the gym today. And then ripped it off.
Showed my Jake Paul tattoo.
Yeah. Let's go to break. Shout out to Dion, man. He's
Shout out.
Let's go to break. We'll come
Lady
back
James.
now, and we have a Dan Campbell video to play for you when we come back. But first, let me tell you about Lady Jane's. Walk in any Lady Jane's haircuts for men. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy a $20 haircut. Where else are you going to get a $20 haircut? Lady Jane's, that's where. Scan that QR code up in the corner, and you'll get your $20 coupon. Not just a haircut. It's a hot lather neck shave. It is a scalp massage and a hot towel treatment. Just scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
Lady Jane.
You're an ugly guy. That's okay, because you have a hot girl on your arm. Now Woodward Sports and Les Stanford want to reward you for outkicking your coverage.
I am ugly as by traditional standards.
That's right. If your significant other's hotter than you can win tickets to the Thanksgiving Day game in Detroit. So find the best pic of her with the average-looking you and post it on X or Instagram. Make sure you tag at Woodward Sports and follow us to enter. We'll announce the winner November 25th. Then you and your much better-looking lady will get tickets to watch Dan Campbell and the Kneecappers.
We're going to buy the kneecap off.
Inside of Ford Field on Thanksgiving. So find the best pic of her and the worst pic of you. And show us all how you outkicked your coverage. From Woodward Sports and Les Stanford.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles. And with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
It's bear hunting season, and Dan Campbell is hungry for some kneecaps.
If you can just get a hold of them and you start dragging their ass out to the deep, dark abyss, you can drown them.
The Kings of the North are back for another year of the brand new Lions. Make sure you're locked in to Detroit's #1 sports network for all the news and info on your Detroit Lions.
Woodward Sports, let's go.
Live watch party and post-game show presented at Hayes Social. Woodward Sports is doing Lions coverage better than anybody in the state. Make sure you come check out every single Lions game at Hayes Social with us. It is a lot of fun. Presented by New Holland Brewing, Sabbath Coffee, Soroki's Crispy Chicken and Pizza, and 1800 Tequila. Come out and join us this weekend. It's going to be a boring game, but we're going to have a good time. So come out and join.
It might be an exciting game. You never know.
I know.
Like, I know we're winning, but it might be an exciting game. We have an exciting offense.
That's true.
Jameer Gibbs can pop off any time. And to be honest with you, that defense...
I put 2 units on the Lions minus 13.5.
Yeah, they're not stopping us, but that defense can make it interesting.
I think they're going to win by 20, at least.
You always do.
Yeah, but
what's new?
Why didn't you just take a unit on the spread then, on an alt spread?
You say put 2 units.
I put 2 units on the spread.
13.5, but I'm saying like alt it to 20 if you felt like. But I'm saying stand on business.
He's calling you out a little bit there.
Yeah, that's all
I'm saying. Dan Camp, we talked about it yesterday. Ben Johnson versus Aaron Glenn. Both these guys are poised for head coaching positions. And Dan Campbell, being the awesome dude he is, I'm trying not to swear because I just love this guy so much. He's not only coaching this team and bringing them higher up. He's not also only coaching Jared Goff and bringing them higher up. He's doing the same for his coordinators.
Yeah.
Chris.
And the guys under, sorry, real quick before we get to the video, and the guys under his coordinators, like you said, Tanner Strand running a lot of offensive meetings.
Yeah.
Terrell Williams, Kelvin Shepard, much more in control jobs and giving them experience because he knows these guys are going to be gone soon, so I'm going to need some new coordinators. Yeah. Tanner Strand I think that's lock of the century. Like if I could place a bet on the Detroit Lions' next offensive coordinator after Ben Johnson, Tanner Strand's got to be like minus 5,000.
Yeah, it's definitely minus money for goddamn sure. But here is from today's presser. Justin Rogers asked him.
Peanut butter.
Talking to the coordinators yesterday, Ben was kind of describing your weekly situational meeting, and it sounds like both coordinators are kind of in that. You go over, the different situations that are interesting that happen around the league each week. And I'm just curious, how that developed and why is it, the right decision, or why is it important to have, both kind of thought processes in the same room at the same time?
Well, number one, because those guys are going to be head coaches eventually, whether it's now, whether it's later, whatever the case is. So it's good for them to see it, and it's also good for them to see the other side of it, to be able to see it from a defensive perspective on managing a game, to see it from an offensive perspective, managing a game. And then you do that and you figure out what's right for you. They know what's right for us because it's the way I see it. Eventually, when it becomes their team, they may see it a little differently. There may be a more conservative approach, there may be a more aggressive approach, but you just want to know that you have all the facts and you know how to, that you're able to put those into your own way of seeing it, and to make the best decision possible. It's been good for us.
I just think it's amazing, just as a human being, as a friend, like to allow them those experiences or give them like those moments. You got to think too, like it's kind of like what you said. I think it was you actually talking about when you're going to like a recruit's house and you got to tell them, hey, like this is what we think of you, this is what we're going to put around you, and this is how we're going to win with you, right? And when you go into like an interview to become a head coach, there's probably a lot of the questions or a lot of stuff you're being asked is to present information like that. And so Dan Campbell's taking like these controversial coaching scenarios that's going on across the league as the season goes on, once weekly with both these guys, and gets both perspectives. And I think it's brilliant for two things. Well, not even brilliant. Brilliant for one thing, but it's just awesome as a head coach. But brilliant because also, when you do lose those guys, it's also a learning experience from Dan Campbell. These are both great defensive mind and a great offensive mind, and you're getting both perspectives as a head coach yourself.
Yeah.
Because you might be losing both these guys. And hey, if Ben wants to go to Chicago, you know what I'm saying? Dan Campbell, it's kind of like the bad guy in the Deadpool movie, the latest one. They're just putting their fucking hand into your head.
Spoiler.
Well, you should have watched it.
I mean, it just got on
Been out for
Disney.
a while.
Disney Plus. So.
Yeah, it's been out for a while.
free sponsor.
Spoiler.
But either way, he's in the mind of both those guys that come down the road if they have to face each other in any type of playoff matchup or it's a regular season game. It's also a learning experience for both those guys, and I think it's all around dope.
Yeah, it's great to see a guy who
peanut butters.
Like when you look at these coordinators and the guys under them, they have so many good leaders to learn from. You've got Ben Johnson or Aaron Glenn to learn from it as an analytical, this is the mindset you have to be in those specific offense or defense. And then you've got Dan Campbell, the leader, the mastermind, the puppeteer, the leader of men, to learn from how he goes about business, what he does, how he gets these guys up, how he reacts to different things. So I think it's just such a good menagerie of leaders for younger assistants to learn from that we're going to see a nice tree being produced from Dan Campbell.
Absolutely, and the reason I think the Planet Fitness Brown Tree Go is like you think about it, and it's a great place to be.
So what?
And I love it when you win.
I love it when you win too.
I'm sorry, Nick, go ahead.
These guys are set up for success no matter what. Obviously, you have the great coaches in front of them, but you also have the stacked roster full of all pros with young players that are all ascending. The only thing you have to worry about is Frank Ragnow's toe. How do you replace your center moving forward if he retires early? But that's it. You have a stacked young roster full of all pros and the best leader in all of football in Dan Campbell. These guys are set up for massive success, and I don't think there's going to be too big of a drop-off. I think these guys are ready for it when their time comes.
Yeah, and that's what he said, too. It's more than that, too. Like, you also got guys in the making for defensive court. I guarantee you.
Homegrown.
Yes.
For sure.
Like Kennedy Strand, he's already getting coached up now.
It's going to be Kelvin Benjamin or Terrell Williams. Probably Terrell Williams.
And the people think he's going to leave with Ben Johnson. No, because as you said yesterday, when you upgrade somebody's position, they can't. You can't do that. However, the Detroit Lions did experience a lateral movement this past season with Terrell Williams going from the Tennessee Titans to the Detroit Lions as under the same position name, defensive lineman coach. And the reason why is I'm sure Dan Campbell let him know,
hey, you're next up.
You're next up.
Yeah.
You're next up.
For sure. You brought this guy in. Dan Campbell's done nothing but fluff him the whole time, and he's been right about him being one of the best. Blocked! One of the best defensive line coaches in the NFL. Blocked! And so I think you're right. Like, I think that
you got to peanut the butter.
You got to peanut the butter, but I think that Deuce Staley was a big, like, he was going to be something big until, unfortunately, he had to leave because he wanted to be closer to his mother because of her health in that situation. Dan Campbell had a lot of confidence in Deuce Staley. He was the assistant head coach the year he was there. So that sucked for him, but I think Terrell Williams, you're right. I think he's the heir apparent for the defense. Dan Campbell probably told him, hey, blocked. If Aaron Glenn decides to leave, then we got you, buddy. Yeah. And I'm 100% okay with that.
Yeah. And I think the conversation could have even been deeper than that. Like, hey, if this guy fucking falls short, you're still next up.
Shit.
I mean, we had that conversation, though.
We did.
And luckily enough, obviously, Aaron Glenn's come to play ball. A top 10 defense across the league right now. And that's kind of crazy to say. Like, our defense carried us in that last victory. And it's just fucking beautiful to be a part. I don't know. I've never really been able to say that as a Detroit Lions fan. That our defense is the reason like we won certain games. Like we've had defenses show up and be a part of wins, absolutely. But they've never been the reason why. Like when we were role playing yesterday. I was a teacher, he was a student, whatever. I'm playing, but when we were like Ben Johnson arguing versus Aaron Glenn,
I was the principal.
He brought up the fact that like we would have won that game last week. Had the Texans not been shut out the second half. That's absolutely true. I don't remember that ever happening before. I remember being impactful in the game, you know what I'm saying, but it's never been because the defense.
I think now what you're going to see is you're going to see that real positive shift in focus for the Lions and outside perspective, because we saw it this offseason when The Lions had the ability to go out and make a splash in free agency, but what did they do? They paid all of their guys that were in-house. That sent a message to all the players that were on this team and are around the league that, hey, Lions take care of their players. They build a culture where they want to pay their own guys. I think you're going to see the same thing happen when you see Ben Johnson or Aaron Glenn inevitably move on, whether that's this season or in the future. You're going to see them promote from within, and then you're going to see now other coordinators look at this Lions Dan Campbell coaching tree and want to be a part of it because they know that with it comes potential for upward progression.
I'm gonna come. Good point, Chris. We're gonna go to break. We're gonna talk some more about the Detroit Lions. Sorry, I really 100%ed you because I was reading this. Good point, Chris. This text in my group chat. I want to read this before we go to break.
All right.
My boy Dante says, this little kid was rolling around the house on the bike, and he pulled up to their house, and he banged on the door, and his wife answered, and the kid said, is there a 5th grade boy that lives here? His wife said no. Why? And the kid goes, he was talking smack, and then rode his bike away. This kid's going door to door with the smoke, standing on business, ready to whoop this kid's ass, dude. I was like, that's hype, man. He said he was so ready to scrap, you could hear it in his voice. I kind of felt bad. Almost had to lace it up with the neighborhood. Dude, that's awesome. Shout out to that kid. Whatever his name is, he's about business.
I did that one time. Shout out to my boy Sam. We're friends now, but yeah, one time he hit my little cousin.
Yeah.
And I chased him all the way back to the house, and they had their mom answer the door. I was like, fuck that.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm lucky.
I pulled up on this kid Ryan one time because he was talking shit. Me and my boy Robert was standing on the sidewalk still. I walked up, knocked on the door.
Yeah.
His sister answered. I was like, tell him to come out. And she's like, no. I was like, tell him to come out or I'm coming in.
I think it was, I think I might have said some disrespectful things to mom. I don't remember.
Jesus.
You guys know me. I used to be I was telling you a story the other night. Yeah, I used to be a crash out.
Yeah,
it's for T.
You still got crash out tendencies.
Yeah, I still got crash out tendencies. That's for my cousin he went to school with, though.
Oh, hell yeah.
Lil T, yeah. Yep.
Shout out T.
Called him fat, came home crying. I was like, fuck that.
We're on business.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Let's go to break, though, and we'll talk more Lions. Or we'll do over-unders coming up next.
Bet.
Tell us about 1800, Chris.
What you need to do is head on over to your local liquor store and get 1800 Tequila, the smoothest tequila in the game, proud partner of the Detroit Lions and Woodward Sports. Lions watch parties live at Hayes Social. Make sure you don't miss a single game this year on their way to the big one. And when you're shopping for 1800 Tequila, make sure to check out their Lions custom-made Blanco bottle. And when you're drinking 1800 Tequila, please always drink responsibly.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in a clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app online or in club and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
It's the New Holland Brewing Company Lions pregame watch party. Every Lions home game live from Second Best Bar, Detroit. Enjoy the pregame hype with a live broadcast every week with Woodward Sports personalities like Neil Rule, Sean Belegian, and the Heavyweights. Brought to you in part by Sabbath Coffee and Les Stanford Automotive. Great drinks like Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey, Tangerine Space Machine, Taller Long Drink, great environment, and even better food. It's the New Holland Brewing Company Lions pregame watch party live from Second Best Bar, Detroit. Brought to you in part by Sabbath Coffee Roasters and Les Stanford Automotive. Come get some. Soroki's Crispy Chicken and Pizza. They got signature wings, so make sure you tap in for a limited time. They got 7 different flavors for you to choose from. Try them all and choose your favorite. My personal is the spicy garlic, but you can make the buffalo is really good too. They had the buffalo there last weekend. It's not too spicy and a great flavor. I love good buffalo wings, so make sure you try them out for yourself. Go to Sorokis.com to find a Soroki's near you. I'm salty. That's one of the funniest things I've ever read in my entire life. When he said, let me find it. Tyson has his ancestors behind him. Swing for Harriet Tyson. That's funny. That's funny shit right there.
That's real funny to you guys. What up, Nick? Got some breaking news?
That's real funny.
Why you had your hand up? Yeah, but why would you do that?
Use your words,
How about this
man.
fight tonight, fellas?
No, you're good. You're good. All right. We don't have an over-under segment yet. We have a Spinny Sportsbook version called Mo Money.
Mo Money.
Or Who Has Mo? Whatever you want to call it. It's basically just asking who will have Mo yards.
Mo yards.
J-Mo or Brian Thomas.
Brian Thomas. I think Brian Thomas will have more yards because they're
Scared, not a real fan.
Because they're going to be forced to throw the ball a lot more. The Lions are just going to be able to run the ball at will against this Jacksonville Jaguars team.
Fucking hater, dude.
Fucking never mind. No.
Fucking
Mac
hater,
Jones,
dude.
No, fuck that. It's going to be Jameson Williams. I forgot they have Mac Jones. Mac Jones is going to get
Mac Jones.
Mac Jones. Huh? Who?
Mac Jones.
Who?
Mac Jones.
I do think that I stand by what I said that they're going to have to throw the ball more, but it's Mac Jones, so fucking J-Mo's going to have more yards.
I actually think he had it right the first time around.
What?
But we got so many weapons.
Hater.
To where he is like their only guy
Loves the
to
Jags.
go to.
And
It's
the
nothing
Packers.
against J-Mo. I'm taking J-Mo over Brian Thomas for sure. It's our guy. But we just have Amon-Ra. It's everything you just said.
Yeah.
We have the running backs that run at will. We got 2 of them things. We got Sam Laporta.
Yeah,
this
but you got to
one.
think like 2 Jameson Williams catches could be the same amount of yards as 8 catches for
Brian Thomas is kind of that.
But it's
he's
Mac
of that ilk.
Jones, dude. If it was Trevor Lawrence, I'd say Brian Thomas.
Mac Jones
for sure.
is your boy.
Yeah, but
That's your man.
That's your man.
My man's
That's your
got caught
mans.
on fraud charges, and he is 100%.
Yeah, I'm going Mac Jones because he's like their only target.
That's fair. I don't hate that.
We got too many weapons. We're too good.
Yes.
Just too good.
I agree.
All
We've
right.
got Mo yards. Are we moving on?
No, let's move on. Let's do some over-unders presented by Caesar Sportsbook.
Presented
I
by
thought we were playing
Caesars.
Mo Money.
Yeah, well,
Caesars.
Caesar Sportsbook. Yeah, we're going to start right there with J-Mo because I'm going way more than Brian Thomas Jr. I think
Way-mo.
Jameson goes way over 44.5 receiving yards.
that was
I think this is a really big game for Jameson Williams. They tried to hit him on the deep ball last game. We weren't able to. I think we definitely see the Jared Goff, Jameson Williams connection. And I think this is a big game for him. And the rest of the season will be big for him because they need to know if they're going to pick up that 5th-year option on Jameson Williams.
I think
and
they already
can
know
he
that
be
they're going to.
reliable?
I personally think they know they're already going to, but yeah, I'm going way over on that. I'm putting that in right now. J-Mo over for sure.
Easy.
44 yards.
44.5.
44. Listen, shawty, the Jacksonville Jaguars ranked 32nd and the 30th in about every single passing statistic.
Yeah.
J-Mo going over that 40 yards, shawty. Lock it in.
Logging in.
Damn.
It's if he's anywhere,
Don't do it, Chris.
the only time I'm not taking a J-Mo over, just 'cause it could literally fucking happen on any play, is if it's like 50. That's the only time I probably get a little bit nervous. Anything under that, automatically, yeah, I'm taking the over shot. I'm all with it.
I wanted to say
H-Town.
no because of the run, but you're right. They're just this team sucks, and it's one J-Mo play. I'll be talked into it for sure. Give me J-Mo.
Might be
I'm
the
J-Mo
first.
over.
Might be the first play of the game.
It very well could be.
Honestly.
Like Ben Johnson said, he
First
wants
drive.
the offense to go out there and get their lick back. They very well could throw it up to Jameson Williams
Ice cream.
on the first drive.
Ice cream, yum.
Yum. Dude,
You're her and Miles.
yeah.
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 She's
That's
fucking
the
hot. I
thing.
don't
She
care.
is hot.
Yeah, she's hot.
Shout out Miles Morales.
Yeah, and
He's a crash out too.
he is a crash out. He's for
Yeah,
sure a crash
didn't
out.
he stop like doing it one time because somebody like
All
like,
the time.
Yeah,
messing
he
with
does
him?
it a lot.
All the time.
He does it a
And then he
lot.
goes straight to dropping in bombs. He ain't playing.
And then,
Get the fuck out my
and then he just goes right back into it. And people in his chat will be like, Miles Morales doesn't swear. He'd be like, this one does. I'm from a different universe. Hey. He's pretty funny. But
Pinky Doll, that's her name.
yeah, she
Yeah.
could. I'd like to see her pinky doll.
Oh, for sure.
But, yeah.
I'll doll up that pinky. all day.
Doll up that pinky. Dollop of that pinky. Miles Morales crash out, though, for sure. Sorry. Caesar Sportsbook.
Caesars. Amon-Ra St. Brown. Over under 73.5 receiving
Over
yards.
under.
Amon-Ra St.
73.5.
Amon-Ra streaking down the sideline.
I'm going under.
Boo.
Hater.
73 and a half, you said?
Not a real
That's
fan.
a lot. That's a lot.
Oh my God. This guy's
back.
scared.
J-Mo's back. You know his targets go a little down when Jameson Williams gets in, and they're not going to have to throw the ball that much. I'm taking J-Mo's over because 44 and a half can be one catch for Jameson Williams. Well, I guess Amon-Ra's got that yak too. That's tough because I do think the offense is just going to fucking explode. Oh. But I'll go
This
under.
unicorn came.
I'll go under. What does that even mean?
I can go into detail, but it's never mind.
When two people love each other.
Yeah, when two people love each other and they elevate at the same time.
Oh.
That's what the girl told me.
Outrageous unicorn.
Yeah.
Brother, never went closer.
Yeah.
Team chemistry on a whole nother level.
I'm gonna go under. I feel like it's 76. Well, fuck it, over. He'll have 76 yards.
It was 73.5.
No, but he'll have 76. I'm going over.
You're calling it on the dot.
76 on the dot.
76. I'm going over for one reason. Sam Laporta. He is out of this game. St. Brown needs to absolutely eat as well.
So you don't have no
as
faith in Brock
Guy.
Wright? Because I'm starting him in fantasy this week.
What is
If
Brock
his
Wright?
receiving yards were on here, I'd take him. I tell you
would
that.
too.
I locked
They're
that
not
in
on
one
there?
of my
Brock
group
Wright's?
chats.
I would take whatever it is.
I'm starting him in fantasy. That's not crazy, right?
No, he'll get a touchdown.
All right.
Depends how competitive the league is. I mean,
tight end,
It's my big money. one.
tight end waiver wire is thin no matter what league you're in.
Yeah.
do you have Laporta
Likely was
usually?
out
This is
there.
good. You're getting a tight end one on the best offense in the NFL for a week. That's a great pickup.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll check
Likely's
out
out there,
touchdown
too.
scores after. But yeah, I'm going over on Saint. Where are you at, Chris?
Oh, they're playing.
So for
they're playing
me,
Steelers. Stick with them.
I want to go under just because again the run, but no man, that Ben Johnson quote that shit means something to me. Like they're going to do it. They're going to ball out. They're gonna he will get that 70 by halftime because second half is going to be all run. So give me some fireworks in the first half.
Chase trying to get us unicorn coming as the clip.
Freaky ass.
Chase.
Freaky one. You guys know what it did.
He
It's
was
not
trying
for
to
the
relive
Nelly,
it.
it's for him.
You're trying to
Freaky
sell
ass.
it. Maybe put that on our Patreon. But
Yeah.
It's not for the network. It's for him.
Who? Brock Wright. Who? Brock Wright.
Brock
Yeah,
Wright.
so they
Brock
don't have
Wright will
Brock-
more fantasy points than Mac Jones.
Who?
Brock Wright.
I don't hate
No.
that. That makes. I can see that. Like 12 piece.
Yeah.
See that?
40 and a tutty.
This game's gonna be 47-9.
I heard you call that.
Shawty.
All right, fellas. So those were the only two wide receivers. Let's run through these running back quick in the receiving game. Jahmyr Gibbs over under 17.5. Spenny.
Receiving over.
Gibbs
Over.
17.5. Easy.
Over. Oh,
I like over too.
Why'd you look at Chase and you're scared?
I love
No,
the
I was
alt.
debating.
I love the alt with Gibbs, but you know what? I'm definitely I love the run even more because, like I said, I think they're gonna run. But this is an over too. Take that alt. It
D-Mont,
does
12.5.
me right every time.
Over.
Over. I'm over that shawty.
I'm going under on this one. I think they
Yeah.
just run the ball with
What it
D-Mont
do,
this
baby?
game.
That.
Hey, DeMond
Yeah.
Dice, your quarterback
Speaking
got
about
2
running the ball.
QB1s. He's still ass shawty.
LGBTQB1.
Speaking about running the ball, boys. Gibbs 69.5.
Over.
Wow.
Gibbs.
That's pretty low.
That's high.
What? That's high.
69.5. I feel like Gibbs is gonna have over 100 for sure.
Shit, shawty. He one of them home run hitters,
He might not
shawty.
play in the fourth though.
If you
I
got
don't think
got
any
to-
of these guys will play in the fourth.
gun in the
we're all
head, you
going
always
over.
got
And
to
they're
take
all
that
going
over.
Yeah, they're gonna have 40 points going in the fourth quarter.
Got to take that over.
Yeah, easy over.
Over, baby.
Yeah, I'm over on Gibbs too. Going to D-Mont. 15 yards less at 54.5 rushing yards for David Montgomery.
Over.
Oh, that's a better over.
Jags rank 15th in defensive rushing.
How many per
efficiency.
game? How many yards per game? Do you have it up?
How many yards per game? I'll get that for you. They rank 15.
Scary.
They have up the most yards per game in the league with 396 or something like that, shot it. So we go off. It's gonna go off still.
Off. The golf fence is gonna go off.
The golf is shot it.
Over on Demo.
Over.
All right.
What is it?
Over.
50.
4.5.
What is it? Over.
54.5.
Shit, shot it. He gonna hit it right around there, but I'm gonna take that over, shot it.
I'm taking that over too. Although what could mess it up his first play is a J-Mo bomb, and then he doesn't get that first drive where he gets like 38 of his 50 yards.
All right, for betting purposes, they average.
Shout out Caesar Sportsbook.
Running backs average 96 yards, or running games average 96 yards against the Jags, so they're actually not horrible. They've only had, oh my God, as I said, they only had one.
My God.
The Browns went against them, went over 100 on them. That's actually with Jerome Ford. And then the Packers did it. Josh Jacobs, he's pretty good. And then the Eagles did it with Saquon Barkley. And then the Vikings did it with Aaron Jones. Shout it.
Mac Jones.
Speaking about being good against the run, Travis Etienne going up against this Lions run defense.
Yeah, what's his over-under? It's probably high.
53.5.
Oh, my God.
Do
Under,
it. Do it. It works every time.
That's free money right there, Shawty.
Telling you, over, under works every time.
Good Lord,
We're putting
Shawty.
a couple units on the over, under.
I'm literally doing that right now.
It works.
Yep.
Under.
Under the sea.
Under the sea.
Mike Tyson's odds dropped to plus 320.
Yeah. He's going to lose.
Yeah.
KO?
You found
I
out
wouldn't be
he's
surprised. Let's go to break, though. We'll come back, and we'll do the pick-em. But first, let me tell you about Caesar Sportsbook. Courtesy, all of these spreads were courtesy of Caesar Sportsbook, the official sportsbook of Woodward Sports. Tap in right now. Your first bet, go put it on David Montgomery over $1,000. You can. And if you don't hit, you'll get your money back because using code word Woodward1000, any bet that is your first bet between $25 and $1,000, you get it back if it doesn't hit. Caesar Sportsbook, the official sportsbook of Woodward Sports.
You're an ugly guy. That's okay, because you have a hot girl on your arm. Now Woodward Sports and Les Stanford want to reward you for outkicking your coverage.
I am ugly as by traditional standards.
That's right. If your significant other's hotter than you can win tickets to the Thanksgiving Day game in Detroit. So find the best pic of her with the average-looking you and post it on X or Instagram. Make sure you tag at Woodward Sports. Follow us to enter. We'll announce the winner November 25th. Then you and your much better-looking lady will get tickets to watch Dan Campbell and the Kneecappers.
We're going to buy the kneecap off.
Inside a Ford Field on Thanksgiving. So find the best pic of her and the worst pic of you. And show us all how you outkicked your coverage. From Woodward Sports and Les Stanford.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
New Holland Brewing Company. And their taller long drink should be your first choice on game days. It is a delicious grapefruit puree and gin cocktail made here in Michigan. Support local and have the best drink in the game. Taller long drink by New Holland Brewing Company. All right, what up, though? Welcome back, everybody. Smash that like button. Appreciate you joining in. Time for the pick'em.
Let's go.
Nick, drop us a beat, and we're going to start swinging. Chris.
Yes, sir. Champion.
Cleveland versus New Orleans.
New Orleans.
Oh, it doesn't have the same luster anymore, this pick'em. But
it's true. Nothing on the line anymore because you can just not wear the suit if you don't want to.
Exactly. Not that we would, because
we're honorable men and we don't lose.
Exactly. I mean, there's principles.
Yes.
Cleveland versus New Orleans, right?
Cleveland versus New Orleans.
New Orleans.
Give me New Orleans.
Nick.
New Orleans.
Easy.
They want kind of hard, shawty. Both teams like, yeah, shit, shawty. Oh God, give me Cleveland.
I am also going with the Cleveland Browns. Jameis Winston revenge game.
Oh,
and
sneaky.
And
yes, right.
Yeah, and Myles Garrett is the best player on the field in this game.
That's true, shawty.
No Marshawn Lattimore, he was traded, so expect Jameis Winston to be heaving that bitch.
Thanks.
All right, next up, game of the week, Baltimore-Pittsburgh. Who do you got, Chris?
Man, I want to go with my heart, and I want to go with Pittsburgh, but I think this is the one offense that can make it get out of Russell Wilson in the Steelers' scoring range. So, give me Baltimore.
Nick?
Baltimore. Give me the Ravens.
Damn it.
Easy.
Lamar Jackson. Give me Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, I'm taking Baltimore as well.
That's not an option.
I need this for my future of division winners. I need this for my future. I need Baltimore to win this game because I have Baltimore winning that division. All right, next up, Indy versus Jets. Poop Bowl. Who do you got?
Oh, this is stinky.
Yeah.
This is stinky. Who's the quarterback again for Indiana right now?
Anthony Richardson.
It is
Indianapolis.
Anthony Richardson?
It is not
Yeah.
Indiana, though.
Whatever. You know what I mean.
Yeah,
Who
I do.
cares? It's
true.
Whatever.
Same garbage sector.
Exactly. Nothing worthwhile there, by the way. Give me the Jets.
The Jets. Nicky boy.
You're a Jet,
Even though they're toast.
Anthony Richardson should have kept his number as AR-15 because he's been trash this year. And I don't think I've picked him often, but Jets, Jets. Let's go. Let's see it.
Locking the Jets. Easy.
I feel like every time I pick the Jets, they fucking lose. So I'm gonna go with Anthony Richardson. He got something to prove in this one. I mean, they both got something to prove, honestly.
I'm going with the Jets. They're playing for nothing but honor, and I locked them last week. I locked them last week. They didn't win, so I'm going to pick them again.
You think Aaron Rodgers has honor?
No. Next up, Atlanta, Denver. Who you got? It should be a good game.
Yeah, this should be a good game. But you know where I'm at. You know the propaganda. You know the hype train. Yeah. Let's ride.
Let's ride. Chris going with the Broncos. Nick?
Mile high.
Dude, damn it.
Easy.
Let's go.
What's the game?
Dude, I also like
Atlanta
the Broncos.
versus Denver.
Give me Atlanta, shawty.
Thank God.
ATL, Louisville. I'm going to get this money, Louisville. I am taking the Falcons. They need this win to try to claw back or get above the Buccaneers.
Lamar's 2-4 against the Steelers.
Yeah. Mike Tomlin. ATL, Louisville. All right. Seattle, San Francisco, division matchup. A lot of division games.
Actually, one game he left early.
Seattle, San Francisco.
Yep.
And
San Fran gets it done.
San Fran gets the dub?
Yep.
Easy?
Give me the San Francisco 49ers.
Oh, sorry, Nick. Nick?
Yeah, I'm going Niners.
I'm going the Niners as well, and that's going to be my lock.
I thought about locking that one.
Lock in the Durs. Just kidding. Lock in the Niners. The Niners. they're going to be my lock.
You are a Dur.
I'm a Dur for sure.
You are a Dur.
Next
for
up,
sure.
Other game of the week.
Other game
Kansas
of the
City,
week.
Buffalo. Who do you got?
Kansas City, Buffalo. I think this is the one Josh Allen gets his get back. I've been fading KC for like 3 weeks now,
You have.
and I've been wrong. But I think Josh Allen gets it. He's 3-1 against him in the regular season. So
Nick?
Thank God I don't have every single pick as Chris. Give me the Chiefs. Don't bet against them while they are underdogs. Give me the Chiefs.
Nick locking the Chiefs. Easy.
Buffalo Bills.
I am also taking the Bills.
Oh, in the corner.
The Kansas City Chiefs aren't going to go undefeated this season. They've been clawing and scratching at these victories. Josh Allen's going to go in there. He's going to put dick to ass, and they're going to win.
Wait, whoa, what the fuck?
What? You never heard that expression?
No.
I think you grew up different, fam.
Treat yourself to a round of sausage.
Dude, that shit's so... What a fucking idiot that guy is. Just a fat
Treat
idiot.
yourself to a round of sausage.
No, that's not it.
Dude, there was one that was like super obvious. There's like only 2 letters. He was like, K. And they're like, no.
All right, Chris. Cincinnati versus Los Angeles Chargers.
K.
Cincinnati versus the Chargers. I gotta go with the Chargers.
Chargers.
Sneaky athletic. If there ever was a
Sneaky
team,
athletic.
sneaky
Chargers.
athletic.
For sure.
This is sneaky athletic.
Nick.
Shout out Lad McConkey. Give me the Bengals.
Nick K.
Yeah, give me Joe Burr.
Oh, this is a fucking good game.
This is a good game.
That was prime time.
It is prime time.
Give me the Chargers, shawty.
I'm also going with... Oh, you said Chargers? I'm going with the Bengals in this one. I think Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase are just on a different plane of existence right now. I think Jamar Chase eats in this game. We'll start with you on this one, and we'll go in reverse order.
Reverse.
Detroit, Jacksonville. Score and winner.
Give me the Detroit Lions. Something like 27-6.
Nick?
Do I go? Oh, that's hope.
Detroit Lions 45-10.
He just said reverse order, you fucking numbnuts.
Yeah.
I know.
Chris?
All right, you guys
J-Mo,
are fucking
first
idiots.
tutty. J-Mo,
you guys
first
are-
tutty.
You guys are idiots.
Lock. Lions lock.
That's literally why I did it.
Yeah.
Oh,
He literally
for
tried.
We could
he tried
really
to
lock
screw
a
me.
14-point spread?
Yeah, you can lock any
Oh,
game.
come on.
Yeah, you
That's
guys are
why-
idiots. Big
That's
brain
kinda-
over
that's
All
here.
right, yes
Big
or no?
brain.
We need a team vote. Is this game lockable?
No.
No.
What?
Nope.
You literally set it up to screw me. No, you get. No,
Can't
I get
lock
the
it.
lock for that.
Can't lock it.
He
Can't
literally
lock it,
tried
dude.
to reorganize the whole.
If we were,
points?
this wouldn't even be like on a pick'em schedule if we weren't a fucking Detroit sports station.
That's true.
Well, guess what we are, bud? A Detroit sports station.
You're not
so
locking
it's
it.
valid.
What's the score?
I'm locking it.
You're not.
And it's going to be a little closer. It's going to be 38-10.
You're not locking it. I
That's
am
my lock of the
picking
week.
the Lions, and I am saying they win this game 47-9.
Just because in the division, Bears, Packers.
And finally,
Who you got?
extra little special pick 'em. Spice it up. Jake Paul, Mike Tyson.
Ooh.
That was it for the pick.
Jake Paul, lock.
All right, dude. This is scumbag material. This is special
Yeah, that's
scumbag of the
extremely.
year.
I don't like that at all.
Yeah.
Give me Paul, I guess.
What do you mean? Nick, you said Paul?
Yeah.
Chris?
I mean, I don't really care. I don't know why I'm getting riled up. This doesn't mean anything. The suit doesn't even
Suit doesn't
exist
matter, yeah.
anymore. So give me Mike Tyson. Lock.
Whoa!
Doesn't matter.
I'm going Jake Paul. All right, you got to lock somebody, Nick. You got Nolans, Baltimore,
Nolans.
New York, Denver, KC, or Cincinnati.
Did somebody already lock the
The only
Jets,
football
Jets,
team
Jets,
locked.
Jets?
The only football team locked is the Niners. So you can lock the Jets if you want to.
Let me get the.
You guys are scumbags.
Let me get. Fuck. Lock in the Jets. Let's go.
What the fuck? I like the Jets last week.
Ayahuasca in the depths of Egypt.
Noted Aaron Rodgers fan.
Nicholas.
All right, let's go to break. We'll come back.
Wow, you
We got
confirmed yourself as a Aaron Rodgers fan.
UFC pick'em. Tell us about Mark White.
Mark White, gonna do you right. Give him a call today at 248-290-8242. Visit him at markwhitesells.com. You can save up $5,000 on the closing costs of your new home. It's markwhitesells.com.
It's the New Holland Brewing Company Lions pregame watch party. Every Lions home game live from Second Best Bar, Detroit. Enjoy the pregame hype with a live broadcast every week with Woodward sports personalities like Neil Rule, Sean Belegian, and the Heavyweights. Brought to you in part by Sabbath Coffee and Les Stanford Automotive. Great drinks like Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey, Tangerine Space Machine, Taller Long Drink, great environment, and even better food. It's the New Holland Brewing Company Lions pregame watch party live from Second Best Bar, Detroit, brought to you in part by Sabbath Coffee Roasters and Les Stanford Automotive. Come get some.
Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer, is kicking off the game with the best prices on all cars, trucks, and SUVs, like this 2024 Silverado for just $296 a month, or this 2025 Equinox for as low as $371 a month. Our locations in Novi, Highland, New Hudson, Livonia, and Lansing means we have the perfect Chevy right in your backyard. Get the home team advantage every day at Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer.
Can't get enough Lions coverage? Make sure you catch all Woodward sports shows every game day. Wake up with Woodward and Maine, giving you the latest insight into the Lions locker room and press conferences. Then join the Lions pregame show, highlighting key matchups, injuries, and what to watch for during the game. Follow all the ups and downs of the live game action with our Woodward Watch Party live on YouTube and WoodwardSports.com. After the game, check out the instant fan and host reactions with the Lions postgame show. Every game, it's wall-to-wall, kneecap-biting, high-fiving, chest-pumping Lions coverage.
Hell yeah!
Only at Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
Woodward Sports, let's go.
Woodward Sports and Les Stanford want to reward you for being ugly. That's right. If your significant other is hotter than you, you could win tickets to the Thanksgiving Day game in Detroit. Find the best pic of her with an average pic of you and post it on X or Instagram with the hashtag Woodward Tickets. Tag Woodward Sports and follow us to enter. We will announce the winner November 25th. Excuse me.
Jesus.
Outkick your coverage from Woodward Sports and Les Stanford Chevrolet, Cadillac, GMC, and Buick in Dearborn and Ferndale.
Can I please never see Lucas taking off his shirt again? It makes me believe in lizard people.
When did Lucas take off his shirt?
The promo.
Oh.
Rip.
Yeah, nah. Oh, for real, sign up for that. If you guys are ugly and your girl's not, for sure sign up for
You
that.
can win tickets to front row tickets.
Front row end zone. I mean, like you might get
Yeah.
fucking catch a player in your hands.
Yeah, like they're really good tickets.
Like you could be the girl who tried to steal Jameer Gibbs in front of her man.
That was crazy.
That was crazy.
She literally tried to abduct him.
Yes. Strong bitch.
I mean, get your money, shawty.
Strong ass bitch, shawty. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Jameer Gibbs, he doesn't need any other girl because his girl is beautiful, man.
She is drop dead gorgeous.
Like
one of those,
astonishingly beautiful.
Yes. Like you would get like a.
I would not be able to talk to her if I saw her in real life.
Honestly, probably not.
Yeah, she's that attractive. Shout out to Gibby, dude.
Swedish and Thai or something like that, right?
Yeah.
Oh, man. They made her in a lab. So Yao Ming of beautiful people. Good combo.
Good combo.
All right. UFC pick. Is that what we're doing?
Yeah.
Real quick, because it's a division. Packers, Bears. Who wins that?
Packers.
No Bears?
By a country mile.
By a country mile? Nick?
Sadly, your Packers.
Brad Holmes Aura says,
burn.
watching Woodward Sports made me a raging homosexual. Sorry we're so handsome.
Hey, I'm not judging. Just like to shoot straight.
I just what? I'm not gonna finish that sentence. It's gonna get clipped. But
please do it.
No, you do it.
Nobody clip it.
And then I'll do it.
I want
No, because you're not gonna do it.
Scream it.
No, because you're not gonna do it.
Hands off the keyboard.
I mean, anybody can clip it.
Anybody clip? You just screen record.
Screen recording.
I shouldn't have informed people how to clip that.
I mean,
all right,
I'm
Nick,
pretty
give it a
sure
go.
if you're not a cousin, you know how to screen record.
Give it a go, Nick.
I'm busy over here looking at Piston bets, brother.
What bets?
I don't know UFC, so I will not be telling people what to pick on this. So,
all right, main event: John
To the death.
Bones Jones. So this is your goat.
Yes.
Have you
It's the
seen?
GOAT.
Have you seen the ducking he's been doing?
Yeah, of Tom Aspinall.
What is going on?
I mean, he's old. Tom will probably knock him out.
What?
If he gets a hold of him, he'll knock him out.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm serious.
That's your goat.
I think John would win the fight.
How old is John Jones? I think he's like 30-something.
I think John would win. Well, I mean, but he's been fighting in the UFC for like 20 years.
Oh my God, he's 37.
I think John Jones would win the fight, but it's much more dangerous stepping in against Tom Aspinall than it is Stipe Miocic. Like, if John could wrestle fuck Tom Aspinall easily, but if he gets caught, he's got some of the most power in the UFC right now. So.
Aspinall almost got caught in his last fight.
Yeah, he did. I think John Jones would win if they fought, but it'd be much.
So you're not losing any, like, to me, this week, this build up, everything he's thrown at both him, I'm talking about Tom Aspinall, and even Stipe. Yesterday during the handshake, he's like, you said something about my kid. Stipe never said anything about his kids.
Yeah, I mean, people make stuff up. Michael Jordan did it.
Yeah, I guess. But I don't know. But my thing with John Jones, and I've said this before, just be the bad guy. Like Colby Covington was the bad guy. Colby Covington sold. Colby Covington drew crowds. You get pay-per-view points after how many people buy your pay-per-view. I don't know, man.
I agree for sure. He should be the bad guy.
Shit like that.
Because he is the bad guy, but he does it with a smile on. It makes people hate him more.
He tries not to be the bad guy.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, man, thank you, man. Yeah, I love the service, man. Like, that's why I didn't want to disrespect Stipe, but he disrespected my kids, so I got to. It's like, brother, there's a video of you getting arrested, of you talking to cops like piece of shit. And you headbutted the police car and called them pussies.
Yeah.
He's like, how many you think it'd take to beat my ass?
Legend. That shit's legendary.
That was kind of hard.
That shit was hard as fuck.
It is.
Because he beat the fuck out of all those guys.
But it is dope as fuck.
Yeah.
Play into
that
guy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Be that guy.
I don't hate that. I can't argue
Mike
that.
Tyson's hit a mic and tell me I'd fuck you till you love me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I'll
Like,
eat your children.
Yes. Yeah, that's gay as fuck. But be that guy. I'll fuck you till you love me and eat your children. Like, oh my God.
All right, buddy. Calm down. Dial it back a little bit, Mike.
Oh, twist my nipples.
You better not slap me on my ass. I agree with that 100%. If John Jones leaned into being a heel and he could be, he's like a Sith Lord.
He's Homelander,
Yeah,
like you said.
he is Homelander for sure.
And then, all right, so another
He's
thing
Black
too.
Homelander.
He is Black Homelander. The other thing too is like
he needs to be Black Darth Vader and just be evil.
The steroids, the ducking.
Yeah, I guess. Well, no, he's white under the mask.
I don't know, man. It just knocks down go points for me personally, but I think he wins the fight.
He's gonna beat the dog piss out of Stipe. It's not even gonna be close.
I feel bad for Stipe because he's being such a dickhead to him.
I do too.
And Stipe's, I mean, nah.
Stipe's getting fucking paid for this. I don't really feel bad for Stipe.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Stipe obviously could knock him out, but I just don't see it.
He's not. I don't even think he can knock him out. I think he's gonna be too slow. John Jones is gonna move around. First of all, he's better than him standing up. He has been his whole career. He's a better striker. He's a much better wrestler.
I think Stipe's a better boxer was John's overall.
Yeah, better striker, better kickboxer, and like I said, league's better wrestling. So, worst comes to worst, he just get him on the ground and choke him out like he did with Cyril Gane.
Yeah. Yeah, give me Stipe. I'm sorry. Whoa.
Whoa, he said it.
Whoa.
Lock it in. He's with Team Ohio, Fentanyl Soldier.
Detroit. Give me John Jones that one. How about Michael Chandler versus the Bronx?
This is going to be a fun fight. It's hard because I want everything in me wants to say Chandler, but this is such
Just not American if you don't, bro.
This is such a DuBronx fight that he'd win. Like he'd get rocked by Chandler like 3 times.
So what happened the first time,
and then end up choking him out in the last round. So I'm going to go with Michael Chandler because of America, but I wouldn't be surprised if I love DuBronx though, but DuBronx is over the hill. Like
Chandler's kind of over the hill.
Chandler's kind of over the hill, but we haven't really seen it yet from Chandler.
Yeah.
So I'll take Chandler in this fight. I'm
going to Bronx.
No way you're defending John Jones right now, Spenny. I am because he's the GOAT.
I mean, I don't
Dana
think you're
White knows
defending
it.
him.
He's a better fighter. He's going to beat the shit out of Stipe.
Yeah, it's not defending him. It's just
stating facts.
Yeah, calling it what it is. I kind of really want to watch that video of him talking shit to the cops. So
yeah, that shit was awesome.
I'm going to Bronx. I just think he's just too elite at like finding ways to win. Chandler can rock him, but I think DuBronx's boxing has been a lot better. Once he became the champion, he like got better overall.
John Jones, the moment he became my favorite UFC fighter was the moment he choked out my former favorite UFC fighter.
Cheetah?
Yeah, it was like when
he collapsed.
Like when he choked him out in the nastiest, just standing choke out. He drops him. He just collapses against the cage. I was like, dude, that was fucking nuts, bro. And I love Machida and Shogun were 2 of my favorite fighters for so long, and then John Jones came through and just whooped everybody's ass.
John Jones was everybody's favorite fighter, but then he became a piece of shit. Not became, maybe
he always was probably.
Yeah, once he became rich, it's a lot easier to become the worst version of yourself.
I'm not defending. He's an asshole. He's a terrible person, but he is the greatest UFC fighter of all time.
I don't know. He got steroid accusations, and obviously you don't want to fight some people that are actually challenging. But
Dana White said the winner of this fight should fight
Tom Aspinall. Yeah. John don't have to. He can just walk away.
He doesn't. I really hope he doesn't. If he wins this fight, I want to see him fight Aspinall.
He wants
because I think he'll win. I think he'll beat Aspinall. I truly do.
Yeah,
it's just
that's why it's weird. He's ducking it.
It's just because he could get knocked out. It's a pretty high possibility.
And he tried saying Aspinall's being disrespectful, but Aspinall, the very first call he had of John Jones, is like, "I don't want to disrespect you, mate.
Yeah.
But I think I could beat you in a fight." It's like that's the most respectful way you call somebody out.
Yeah.
Well, one of the most respectful ways. All right, we're not doing the girl fights.
Yeah.
Bo Nickel versus Paul Craig, 2 grapplers. Bo Nickel, the All-American wrestler.
Yeah.
Paul Craig, the jiu-jitsu specialist, the Bear Jew.
This is where the Bear Jew. This is where we get back to our roots in wrestling. Wrestling beats jiu-jitsu. It is proven through the test of time that wrestling beats jiu-jitsu. Bo Nickel,
and MMA fights for sure.
Bo Nickel might be the best wrestler that the UFC has ever seen. He is going to beat Paul Craig. Craig.
Yeah, I got Bo Nickel too. All right, last one because it's kind of an exciting one. Eric Anders versus Chris Weidman. That's crazy.
That is crazy, dude. Chris Weidman. How old is Chris Weidman?
That's a good question. He's got to be like 38.
He's older. I'm pretty sure he's older than John.
This
is on the prelims?
Yeah, he's 40 years old.
Yeah, I'm going Eric Anders. This is a setup fight, dude.
Eric Anders is 37. I think Weidman still is the better mixed martial artist, though.
Wait, Eric Anders is 37?
Yeah.
I'll still go Eric Anders.
I'm going Chris Weidman. Yeah, give me Chris Weidman. I should be picking Eric Anders, but
Chris Weidman is unbelievably cooked. But I mean,
Martinez versus Marcus McGee. Give me McGee. Jim Miller's fighting this one. Speaking of old people, holy shit.
Yeah, dude, bunch of fucking grandpas. Give me Damon on that one.
Yeah, all due respect.
How old is Jim Miller? He's got to be almost 42. This is just Dana's just putting all the fucking
41.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Yeah, give me Damon for sure.
That is the UFC Pick'em.
Well, let's go to break. Tell us about merch, Chris.
Mailbag.
The best merch in the game is over at Woodward Sports. Make sure you click that shop tab today. Get yourself some fly new merch, hoodies, tees, hats, all that guaranteed to turn heads. So head on over to woodwardsports.com. Click that shop tab today. Get yourself some brand new merch.
It's bear hunting season, and Dan Campbell is hungry for some kneecaps.
If you can just get a hold of them and you start dragging their ass out to the deep, dark abyss, you can drown them.
The Kings of the North are back for another year of the brand new Lions. Make sure you're locked in to Detroit's #1 sports network for all the news and info on your Detroit Lions.
Woodward Sports, let's go.
It's the New Holland Brewing Company Lions pregame party. Every Lions home game live from Second Best Bar, Detroit. Enjoy the pregame hype with a live broadcast every week with Woodward Sports personalities like Neil Rule, Sean Belizean, and the Heavyweights. Great drinks like Tangerine Space Machine and Taller Long Drink, a great environment, and even better food. It's the New Holland Brewing Company Lions pregame party, live from Second Best Bar, Detroit. Come get some.
The countdown to kickoff is here. Your Detroit Lions are ready for another season of grit. Woodward Sports is your #1 destination for all breaking news and Lions coverage. We are Detroit's #1 sports network. We are Woodward Sports.
Attention sports fans, don't miss out on expert sports injuries insights with Dr. Jeff Pierce of Michigan Sports and Spine. Join Dr. Pierce every Tuesday during Big D Energy and Thursdays during Ermanni and Edwards, where he offers top-notch injury advice. Trust the guy that DMAC trusts. Dr. Jeff Pierce is here to keep you in the game and performing at your best. For more information, visit MichiganSportsAndSpine.com or call 248-426-9944.
Shout out to Chase in the building. Chase GPT, the new nickname. Who had the worst lock out of the Pick'em?
Can you remind me of him? Or
Nick
Chris
locked
was Mike
the Jets.
Tyson. Nick locked the Jets.
I was
Eazy
hoping to
locked
lock
Jake
the
Paul.
Fins.
I locked the 49ers.
locking the Jets.
It's crazy.
I would say it was the worst one. They've just been so bad.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're playing the Colts, though, right?
Yeah, Colts are trash.
Colts are trash.
More trash than the Jets, I think.
As we were doing the Pick'em, who were you like most like, why would you pick that? Or it's kind of a blur?
It's kind of a blur, I have to say.
That's fair.
I don't really remember all the picks.
You gonna watch Jake Paul, Mike Tyson?
I do plan on watching. Yeah. Just gonna kick back, relax,
Netflix. It's
lazy
sweet.
weekend.
All you gotta do is have Netflix and it's free.
Yeah.
Got me a little pizza already pre-ordered, picking up on the way home.
That's wicked smart.
That is wicked smart.
Thank you. Yeah. How you like them apples, boys?
How you like them apples?
Yeah.
I got a number. How you like them apples?
Bengals Chargers.
My boy's wicked smart.
Bengals Chargers.
What do you got?
I mean, I believe in the Bengals. I just think Joe Burrow is really, really good, and him and Jamar Chase are a deadly combo. If the defense can just make one stop, then I believe in them to outscore anybody just about.
Burning issues in the Woodward Sports Chat says a mailbag. All lines, assistant coaches in an epic brawl. Who comes out on top?
AG.
Aaron Glenn for sure.
Yeah. AG or Terrell Williams.
Or Kelvin Shepard.
Oh, Kelvin Shepard.
Kelvin Shepard. He's put together.
Yeah.
I'm
picking Kelvin Shepard.
He's put together.
Oh, Hank Fraley though.
Hank Fraley's a big guy. I think Kelvin Shepard's got him. Yeah.
Yeah. Former linebacker.
That would be the main event.
Kelvin Shepard versus AG or Hank Fraley.
Yeah.
Hank Fraley versus Terrell Williams.
Yeah.
Terrell
Heavyweight
looks kinda
matchup.
old, though.
Terrell Williams definitely a little long in the tooth.
Well, I don't know. Who you got?
In a fight?
All of them. Yeah. Every coach on the line,
battle royale.
except for Dan Campbell, because that's obvious.
Okay. I'll go with Aaron Glenn.
Aaron Glenn. He's definitely got the most fire.
I mean, he played in the league too.
Yeah.
Very physical, tough
He's
defensive
feisty
back.
enough too.
He's kind of old too, though.
Yeah. Yeah, but he looks like he's still hit the weight room before
agree.
practice.
What
Yeah.
about Brad Holmes? We threw Brad Holmes in there.
Brad Holmes is a big fucking dude.
He's a big guy.
Like when
and
we
he's
get to
fucking
the sideline shit.
I feel like Brad Holmes he's like the opposite. He's like a happy crash out.
Yeah.
Like he crashes out when he gets too
Woo!
excited.
In the elevator?
When
Yeah.
dude, I love that video. Front office would be more fun. You got Chris Spielman in there. You got Brad Holmes in there.
That'd be bloody.
I feel like Chris Spielman would win.
Out of everybody, like you include Dan Campbell, I would probably still take Spielman.
I would take Spielman over Dan
Like
Campbell in a
the
fight.
story of him playing with a torn pec.
He's a savage.
Where
He's a pure
telling his
savage.
teammates like in between series, yeah, just fucking pop my.
Chris
back into
Spielman
place.
used to destroy
bicep.
guys like Dan Campbell for his job. That's what he did.
Yeah, and he's still
Like
kinda
no
jacked.
disrespect to Dan Campbell, but he was a mediocre tight end at best. Chris Spielman was an elite linebacker.
Kirby Joseph probably got the best hands on the team.
No,
Who got better hands than Kirby?
Amon-Ra St. Brown.
No, I'm still taking Kirby.
I'm taking Amon-Ra's hands.
I love
30
Amon-Ra.
for 30, bro.
What?
Not impressed.
30 for 30. What do you?
With Amon-Ra St. Brown, he caught 30 straight attempts his way.
Oh, I'm talking about hands fighting.
Oh, fighting.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh.
We were talking about fighting. Why would I transition to talking about
I
just
don't know.
catching
I don't
balls?
know.
Amon-Ra,
Kirby.
though.
I'll go Penne.
Way to fight, but it's about just throwing hands.
Throwing
like-
hands,
like-
just straight
like-
hands.
Yeah.
Kirby did show he's got some weave to him.
But you're right. Penne's definitely the answer.
Penne would win.
That'd be a fucking terrifying.
Penne
like-
versus DJ Reader would be a fun fight to watch. That's like
still taking
That's like
Penne.
two bears. That'd be like gladiator
Yeah.
shit.
I'm still thinking Penne.
I would still take Penne as well.
Maybe the same age. Maybe no. I'm still thinking Penne.
Still taking Penne.
That guy's terrifying.
But that'll do it for us today. Appreciate y'all tapping in. Make sure you smash that like button. For Eazy, for Nick, for Chris, for Chase. Chase GBT. That's a good. I like that. I'm Spencer. We're the Heavyweights. We'll catch you guys on Monday. Have a great weekend. Peace.